Rolling Stones, Start Me Up. Triple M Rocks footy next. Buddies 350th. It'll be the Swans versus the Saints with Brian Taylor, Brad Seymour, Tom Rockcliffe and Emma Freedman from the Boundary up next on Triple M.
Please reply quickly to texting drivers. A message from TAC.
Good evening. Still a few delays to watch out for on the road, starting with a crash on the Monash Freeway. That's outbound before Eastlink in the right-hand lane. And we're getting reports of an incident in Kilda East on Kilda Park Drive eastbound, just past the ring road there. Look out for an incident in Oakley South on Centre Road east of Warrigal Road 2. Spot any dramas on the roads? Call it in 1300 595 937. The Audi end of financial year event is on now, presenting you with an exciting opportunity across a range of exceptional models. Drive progress today. Ends June 30, T's and C's apply. And that's your latest Triple M traffic up to date.
This is Triple M's Awesome 80s Friday. Not to be missed.
It's a nice day for a white wedding.
All you need is a cassette and a pencil. For only $9.99. We'll see you tomorrow.
We go to great lengths to achieve high quality in our cassettes.
For Triple M's Awesome 80s cassette compilations.
Go your own way with confidence thanks to Isuzu Ute Service Plus. Service Plus is our comprehensive care package, providing you with complete peace of mind when owning an Isuzu D-Max or MUX. Every new vehicle comes standard with a 6-year warranty, up to 7 years roadside assistance and up to 7 years cap price servicing. Terms and conditions apply. Visit your local Isuzu Ute dealer today.
The Australian government is increasing the childcare subsidy from July, which helps more children develop their learning and social skills, helps parents work or study more, helps businesses find and keep their staff. So easing pressure on many families is good for children and good for Australia. Find out more about the childcare subsidy increase at childcaresubsidy.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Ready for the footy?
Yep, let's go.
Let's skip the lights and jump on CityLink.
Just like the footy, Transurban's Melbourne made, and we want fans to get to the game quickly and safely. Whether you're travelling to the G or Marvel, CityLink will help you get to the first bounce on time.
How about a kick before the game?
You bet.
Transurban, operator of Linked.
The DeWalt 3100 PSI petrol pressure washer is built for the toughest jobs with incredible power and guaranteed performance to blast through built-up dirt and grime. Available now at Bunnings Warehouse for just $7.99. DeWalt, guaranteed tough.
Oh, that's far.
Yeah, so much forgiveness.
Yeah, it's... What? Did you say forgiveness?
Yeah, forgiveness.
It's forgiveness.
That's what I said. Forgiveness.
For?
Far.
For.
Far.
Introducing the Stealth 2 by TaylorMade. More carbon, more forgiveness.
F-O-F-A.
Available now from your authorised TaylorMade stockist.
Motley Crue, Def Leppard. The World Tour. Melbourne, Marvel Stadium, November 14. Tickets and tour info at livenation.com.au.
Imagine having a compact SUV that fits in anywhere and stands out everywhere. And now, with a big tech upgrade, the 2023 Hyundai Venue Elite is as smart as it is stylish. Thanks to the innovative tech of Hyundai BlueLink at your fingertips, control your venue from your connected smartphone. For standout innovation that fits into your life, the 2023 Venue Elite. T's and C's apply. Visit Hyundai.com.au. Imagine that. Hyundai.
For the best sporting podcasts from Australia and around the world, lift your game with Listener. Download the app now and search Sport to listen.
Next, Triple M Rocks Footy. Download the Listener app to hear it live.
Hello, I'm Alicia McFarlane. The historic murder case of Scott Johnson has finally come to a close 35 years on. The doctor's body was found naked at the bottom of a cliff in Sydney in 1988. 52-year-old Scott White admitted to punching Johnson, causing him to plummet to his death. He's now been sentenced to 9 years in jail. Johnson's brother says his family now has closure.
We're one of the lucky families that have a killer behind bars. We know it was him. He's confessed to doing it. I wish I knew more about why.
A former X Factor contestant has been charged over the alleged murder of a baby in New South Wales. Mitchell Callaway was arrested in the central west town of Barrowville this morning after a 5-year investigation. Emergency services found the 9-month-old girl unresponsive at a rural home in 2018. Plenty of praise for an officer who sprung into action after his partner was run over and dragged by a car in Perth this morning. 3 people have been arrested, but no charges have yet been laid. The state's police minister, Cole Blanche, says it was a dynamic situation.
His partner had a desperate few minutes to not only put 3 suspects into custody inside that vehicle, but also try to save the life of his partner. It's amazing what this officer has done.
Australia is getting its first Monopoly theme park and it'll be based in Melbourne. The popular board game will be brought to life in September at Melbourne Central. It's just the second experience of its kind, first popping up in Hong Kong.
The IKEA sale is now on with up to 50% off hundreds of products. Shop now to grab a bargain at your local IKEA store or online at ikea.com.au.
Getting down to 10 tonight in Melbourne, 15 with showers easing tomorrow, 16 and partly cloudy on Saturday and cloudy on Sunday, also 16. For the best sporting podcasts from Australia and around the world, lift your game with Listener. Download the app now and search Sport to listen.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for Lifeblood. Be the lifeblood of footy. Search Give Blood today.
Yes, a very good evening and welcome to Triple M Football at the SCG. Well, before we get stuck into telling you who's calling the game tonight is all about the great Buddy Franklin. 350 games, and this is how we've called Buddy over the years on Triple M Football.
Siren about to sound. Buddy Franklin. Can he make an all-time legend of himself? 6 already. Buddy, he's on the way. He's there. Buddy Franklin, you are a superstar.
Jack Scott Franklin. He's got a massive head of steam up. Loves his part of the ground. Hey! Here he is. Franklin, you genius!
It's going to come back to Bud. The left foot ball from this superstar.
He's Buddy. For the ton. Got it! Here it is! And here they come! The security guards. Here they come!
Hooker went up, could have given away a free kick, and he has Franklin plays on, takes a bounce. He's getting away from Hooker. Kick one here in the same situation. Second bounce, runs to 45. Third bounce, runs to 30 on the boundary line.
No!
That is unbelievable!
Back to Bud. Thought about taking Keith on. Look at that kick from Franklin. No. That is a miracle.
Bud's got to find it. He's going to have a go from 80. A bouncing ball. Goes through. Piss off. Piss off, Bud. Lance Franklin crosses the 50 now. Hits 40. It's all about the kick. It's right through the middle. Buddy joins the legends with 1,000 goals. And the Sydney fans come from absolutely everywhere.
No doubt about it. A genuine legend of the game is Buddy Franklin, the only man in the history of the game to play 350 games, which he's doing tonight, and kick 1,000 goals. Welcome to Triple M Football, the SCG. Sydney are taking on St Kilda in what should be a fascinating game. Two sides, both pretty evenly matched. Brad Seymour is my co-commentator tonight. Brad, good evening and welcome to you. What do you make of it all?
Oh, BT, good evening to you and our listeners. Interesting what's been going on the last few weeks in different form from both these teams. So, as you mentioned earlier, pretty evenly matched and a crucial game. St Kilda, the back end of the season, they've played 5 of their last 6 at Marvel Stadium, so a great chance for them to consolidate tonight.
7-4, Sydney 5-6. Tom Rockcliffe, good afternoon and welcome to you, the 200 gamer, All-Australian, former captain. Welcome.
Yes, good evening. This is good evening, BT. It's exciting to be here.
I mean, Lance Franklin, 350 games. I think you said he was a bit overrated in the Uber on the way here,
I
Brian.
did not say any such thing.
I'm a bit nervous about you tonight.
Why?
Well, you got your flight cancelled this morning, so you had to
that really
shift that.
It wasn't upsetting. I took it in my stride.
And then we got our driver to pick us up at the hotel, and he couldn't open the door for you.
All I wanted to sit is in the front seat, not at the back seat. This bloody, Batmobiles thing opens up.
And then I'm a bit surprised to be calling next to you tonight. I thought, Thursday night footy, Channel 7 game, they'd have the A-team on, and BT, you're sitting here. You've been bumped from the A-team from Channel 7.
Got a rest at some stage, Rock. Smart ass. Ethan Meldrum is with us with all the Red Z lending stats. Heath, good evening. Welcome to you.
Evening to you, BT. I thought this was the A-team, Rock. That's not very fair. St Kilda, second in the league, second best defence in the league for points against, third for points from turnover differential. But defenders racking it up against them. The three best defensive performances of the year have all come against St Kilda. That includes James Sicily a couple of weeks ago where he had 43 touches. Jack Zeeble had high 30s. Luke Ryan, high 30s as well. Mason Wood played here twice. He's kicked the first goal of the game. Both those times he's been at the SCG. Sydney need to work on their clearance game without Luke Parker and Callum Mills tonight. 17th in the league for scores from stoppages over their past 6 games and last for clearance differential. But they've won their last 7 against St Kilda at the SCG. That dates back to 2009. Lance Franklin, of course, the story. Game 350, 22nd player to do so, 4th Indigenous player to do so. Only player, as you said, BT, 350 games, 1,000 goals. Needs 1 goal to jump clear of Doug Wade, of course, on 1,057 goals. Will go outright 4th if he snags one tonight.
Absolutely amazing. Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask a plumber to install a Ream. Emma Friedman is downstairs. Both teams are out on the deck. Em, was there a big fanfare for Buddy as he bust through the banner or not?
There sure was, BT. They had a great guard of honour for the great man and a beautiful banner celebrating his 350th game, but also Pride Round, which we celebrate in round 13. Beautiful night here in Sydney, clear skies. We did have a little bit of rain earlier on, so the deck is looking a little dewy. In terms of some of the changes for both teams, Sydney, Dane Ramby back in for the first time since round 4 after that neck injury in a game against Port Adelaide. And Angus Sheldrick also returns to the side for his 5th senior game. Of course, Luke Parker is out suspended, serving that 1 match ban for that dangerous tackle on Sam Walsh. Their sub is Corey Warner. And for the Saints, Maurice Windhager is back after a month in the VFL, and Mitch Owens returns from a concussion a couple of weeks ago. Their sub is Cooper Sharman. Beautiful night here. Can't wait for the footy to start.
Bob Jane T-Marts, this end of financial year. Bob Jane T-Marts have buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Emma Friedman, our person on the boundary for tonight's big game, St Kilda and also the Sydney Swans. By the way, the umpire's Matty Nichols, the best bouncer in the business. Look at that one, it just went up absolutely perfectly straight. Jamie Broadbent, Craig Flair and Andre Gianfagna. When I mentioned Andre Gianfagna's name, you mentioned, Heath, that he actually played at a very high level. Did he make it to AFL?
Oh, not quite. He was on Melbourne's rookie list for 1 year back in 2006, so almost made the top grade.
Brad, how many people are going to get here? It feels like there's about 15,000, 20,000 here at most at the moment, which I've got to say feels disappointing for Buddy.
Just over the back of that grandstand at the Northern NBTs, there's a little place called Paddington that's full of pubs.
Right.
So they'll be still there and they'll become late, expecting 30 plus tonight.
All right. We'll need about 20,000 to jump out of the holes up there pretty quickly. As players now take up their positions. This, Rock, is vitally important. I mean, for both of these sides, the winner, you get the feel, is going to go on and present some troubles for other clubs this year. The loser, who knows?
Yeah, it certainly does. St Kilda sit 5th on the ladder, so they can re-establish some form that they had at the start of the season if they can have a win tonight. But the last couple of weeks have been really disappointing for them, so they need a win. But Sydney need a recapture, and I think they might tonight. Dane Rampy back in that team.
Tommy Rockcliffe with us this evening for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. Thursday night under lights at the SCG. Both won 2 of their last 5. We're underway. Warner leaves it behind. Papley crashes in. Gresham goes sniffing around for the footy. Tries to flick it out. Heaney in on top of him. Rowbottom there also. Spits out now. Burns goes backwards to Webster. A little dribble kick forward. Rowbottom down low. They've worked it to centre wing. They sit off Hayward for just a minute. A little low ball towards half forward. Wilkie's there, should mop up for the Saints.
And he does to Sinclair, and he gets the ball out wide, looking for Wanganeen Malira. Little kick from him is perfectly placed to the wing to Mason Wood. Mason Wood likes to work back in on his left side. This time he handballs out to the right, finds Ross. Ross on his wrong right foot. High ball wasn't his best, but made look good by Owens. He plays on, or is there a push?
Blakey.
Umpire furthest from the action there, umpire Craig Fleer, says no, you won't get away with that one. I had the side view, and that was a push, and it's the man. How many he signed for 15 years or something?
7-year deal. Incredible, Brian. I would have loved to play now. We'd be getting 8-9-year contracts.
Got a year to run, plus his new 7-year deal. The Lizard goes up the line. Centre wing ball. Papley with it. Looked busy early. Goes backwards. He wants Blakey, so they go backwards from centre wing inside defensive 50. And Blakey will go lateral. And Francis to drive it out. Errant kick. Burns shows a hand to it. It'll be picked up by Florent, and he's away. A little low ball, and it'll be cut off by Wilkie. Centre wing broadcast side.
97 games for Wilkie, pushing the 100. Short little ball here for Burns. Couldn't get down and collect it on the half volley. Leaves Florent to tidy things up. McInerney back to Buddy Franklin. Little bit of a fumble. Handball now comes back in the direction of Fox. Foxon gives it off to Cunningham. Cunningham kicks the ball up towards McLean. Good overhead mark. Clean hands they are from Hayden McLean. Centre wing. Pushing to the right of your radio dial, goes short and finds McInerney.
So McInerney looks inboard. Play on, you heard the effects. Mike to Cunningham. He has to backtrack. St Kilda pushed well back behind the ball, so they have to backtrack again, the Swans. Another errant kick from Fox. Francis under the pump, but he's got time and space, and the returning Rampy. First game since round 4. Sydney have got the skipper back. He'll get the old 1-2. Cruises past centre wing. A dinky little kick forward. That's Hayward square, fairly under the pump. They get hold of him. And we have a stalemate at half forward, out of side for Sydney.
Great tackle by Marshall, wasn't it?
Seen defensively already, St Kilda. They explode out. Ross Lyon, so well drilled. They just defend so well. Forced Sydney back 2 or 3 times already when they've been front of centre and made errors. So St Kilda, so good defensively since Ross Lyon's arrived.
Voice of Tom Rockcliffe for Seabus Super, and of course Tom last week not fancying the Hawks. He had a negotiation hiccup there and really was calling that game unfairly against the Hawks for Port Adelaide. Picked up by Hill. A throw out the back door. High ball here it is. And that is from Battle. Doesn't go to anyone in particular. No one can get on the end of it. Goes over the line out of bounds. We'll throw it in on centre wing.
Very unfair treatment last week I got from the...
No, you got exactly what you deserve.
Bullied from Brayshaw and Taylor.
We'll be keeping an eye out tonight to see whether there's something in the historical realms that is linked to either of these clubs, St Kilda or Sydney. Slow start here so far in terms of goal opportunities. Rowbottom around the corner. Good kick, got it in there to Papley. Takes the mark just out of range. Sideways ball to McInerney, who marks it right on the 50 and probably is within range. He wants to keep going though. Beautiful little kick. Play on, says the umpire. Not the required journey. Golden had taken the mark. Now he's got to get it around the left boot down towards Franklin. Over the line from the punch from Howard, and we'll have a boundary throw in deep in attack here for Sydney.
Early exchanges first term. Sydney attacking the Randwick end here. Crowd starting to come in late. Brian a little concerned. Not many want to come and celebrate. Ball spins back into play. Quick hands. Release Dougal Howard. High ball. Cruises past D50. Lizard comes late. Big defensive fist. Marshall's there. Fox. He'll spit it back to Hickey. They use their hands. The Swans to Florent. He goes inside. Speculative ball towards the boundary. Franklin, he picks it up, but the boundary line will beat him in front of the Churchill stand. No score early. The Triple M Lifeblood scoreboard. Be a lifeblood of footy. Search Give Blood today.
The boundary throw in deep in the Sydney attack. McLean doing the ruck work. Marshall, nice tap down to Burns. He was immediately tackled. And in fact, it'll be a free kick too high, said the umpire to Burns, and he'll have the free in the back half here for the Saints. So they've played him differently over the last 3 or 4 weeks, St Kilda, after a blistering and surprising start under their new coach, Ross Lyon. Gee, that kick's got to work, and it does to Webster. Now the handball over the top to Ross, looking for the overlap. Not quite there, wanted Wilkie, couldn't find him. Now the kick is to half forward. Good-looking ball there, couldn't mark it. Marshall had it in the hands, got it off to Hill. Hill exits it out the side door to Mason Wood. On his non-preferred right boot, goes high, Owens over the top, kick in front, out the back door, little kick along the ground. And it's Owens, I think, that has kicked it, and it is. So St Kilda get the first, one straight, or is it Filippo? It may well, in fact, be Filippo, and it is, has kicked the first goal here for the Saints. One straight on the scoreboard. Where is the scoreboard here? One straight here, St Kilda, and Sydney yet to score.
I said I was worried about you with pre-game, and that hasn't changed.
He's a little bit flustered.
He's all over.
He's a little bit flustered, the great man.
He doesn't rate Buddy Franklin. We established that on the way here.
Nonsense.
One of the most overrated players of all time.
Emma Freeman, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Geez, the heckle's strong to begin with, guys. Love it. Even though he signed a 27-year deal during the week, Nick Blakey's actually come off and being assessed by the physio at the moment. Pretty proppy in one of his ankles.
But what he looks sore, really. See, I nailed that. Forgot to say it. But.
So the Saints away, and they get first blood. 8 minutes played, first term. Not exactly electrifying start at the SCG. They go forward again, the Saints. Down low was Hill. He's caught in a good tackle from Heaney. Ball not going to come out. Spits out now. Braden Campbell, slick little give. Sydney can go corridor to Florent. Long ball towards Franklin. Franklin v Wilkie hanging on. No, said the umpire. Wilkie goes back, gets put in a good tackle. Ball and all sort of stuff. And we'll have a ball up forward 50 for the Swans Randwick end.
Umpire lets it go. Hickey do the ruck work, knocked away from Marshall. The one along the ground, sniffing around on edges there as Wicks couldn't quite make it work for Sydney, but he locks it inside 50. No, he doesn't. Sinclair somehow chiseled it out. Got the neat little handball to Windhager. Intercepted here, though. It was well done by Cunningham. He handballed out the back door, had a little bit of time and space. They fumble and fiddle around here at the moment. Lloyd was pushed off the ball when he tried to go and kick it. Now it's picked up in the end by Clark. Still battling in there hard. Couldn't quite win it. Go to ground. Ball spills out in Ross's hands. Ross is confronted by Hickey. No winner. This is absolutely horrible. It's the worst possible football you can imagine. Heaney's grabbed the ball and is immediately tackled, and we'll have a ball up.
Both teams so well set up defensively that you've got to take risks tonight. We've seen that in the back half from Burns. He set that last goal up. He took it on the 45, hit that kick. Whoever take more risks tonight is going to win this game.
Rowbottom's going to escape. Long, searching ball. If it skims, it might get there. Push in the back, said the umpire. There'll be no score. It'll be a free kick to Wilkie. Defensive goal square.
Push in the back. Draw ball. It's a push in the back.
Buddy nearly put him through the fence.
Quick look at Harvey Norman. Harvey Norman clearance.
That looked like it was there to me.
On goal. Now, shot, massive savings, store wide. Visit us in-store or online. So Wilkie just strolls away from the back pocket, driving ball towards centre wing. Coming out was Owens, couldn't grab it. Rampy's got him too high. It'll be a free kick to the young man, half-back for the Saints.
For Mitch Owens, looking for the short ball. Wanganeen Miller. That half-back takes the mark. He glances inside, nothing there.
Have to go long down the line. Sydney set up really well here defensively.
You can tell he's one they trust with that kick inside. Look at that beautiful kick. Gee, that was a magnificent ball to Windhager. He takes the mark, gives it back to Wanganeen Miller. He now goes wide to Burns. Burns has to cut back inside. Sends the ball deep inside 50. Francis in front, got nailed out of the way. Ball hits the deck. Umpire calls play on. Steele was there, couldn't win it. Heaney, little handball out the side door, comes to Cunningham. Cunningham, the right foot banana, and out of trouble momentarily, Sydney.
Yeah, high ball to the point of half-back. Rowbottom made it look all right. Charged at the footy, driving ball forward. Now Wilkie's got a paddock. If it sits for him, it does now. And he just plots it on the chest of Burns.
Hill in the corridor. Got to take it on.
So half-back broadcast side. Tommy Rockcliffe with us this evening. Thanks to Seabus Super Special Comments. Goes up the line. Centre wing ball. Rampy comes hard. And he gets the ball out of play. 9 minutes played first term. St Kilda 6. Sydney yet to score. Emma Freedman, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Well, because it has been such an abysmal start to this game, Snapper, I will let you know that the Paddington pub snobs, of which I do identify, have started to actually flood into the gates, and the ground is looking a little bit more healthy in terms of the total crowd. The other good news is that Nick Blakey is about to jump back on the ground, but I think it's fair to say he's maybe carrying an injury.
Good when they get here, Em. Anyway, ball inside 50 for Sydney over the head of Buddy Franklin, who looks hopelessly out of touch at the moment in the opening 6 minutes of this game, in his big 350th game. Here's Rampy, I think it was. No, it wasn't. It was play on, called the umpire. Little handball comes out to Cunningham. Cunningham out wide now. Francis is going to get the receive. Handball does. Sydney are away here if they can make this work, and Lloyd was on the outside, couldn't quite make it work.
Red Z lending stats, all Sydney so far, 7 inside 50s to 2, but number one ranked player on the ground is Callum Wilkie, 5 disposals, all of those are intercept possessions, number one ranked player.
Ethan Meldrum, Triple M Red Z lending stats, Red Z lending loans for the self-employed, RED ZED.com. St Kilda by one straight kick. We've travelled nearly 10 minutes and we've had one goal kicked. Disputed ball, centre wing outer. Hickey down low, crouching on top of him, hard. Ball spits out, going to go St Kilda's way. Looks slippery out there. As coming through with Sheldrick. Sheldrick gets his left hoof to it. He puts Sydney inside 50. Going back was Dougal Howard. Couldn't complete the mark. Papley sweats upon him. It'll spill to Webster and he can clear.
And a kick downfield there. Webster got dealt with after he went for it there. It should be a free. Brad Hill's trying to claim it. Gresham's trying to claim it. But it's none of those guys that belongs to Windhager. So Windhager gives it off to Gresham. Gresham slices it down the line. King was able to get rid of Florent and take the mark. Nice body work there from King. 60 metres out goes the low daisy cutter inside. Never going to work for Butler. Got a fingertip on it. Play on calls the umpire. Campbell was dragged to ground and pushed forward in the tackle. And the free kick will go the way of Campbell in the defensive 50, says umpire Matty Nichols.
Sloppy start from both teams here. They both look like they're still almost on the bye. They haven't worked out that they're playing Thursday night footy here at the SCG. Really fumbly, both teams. We know it rained most of the day here, but the conditions out there should be pretty dry.
So Francis looks straight up the middle. It's a bold kick too. Went with a low one to Campbell. He won his left side. They advance to the outer. Campbell, long ball, wants Heaney. Heaney doesn't let him down. He hits the ground running. Pink boots this evening. Jams it onto Franklin's chest. It spits out. Dougal Howard, Webster at half-back. And St Kilda breathe a sigh of release via the captain. Squeezes one to Hill, and he can go on centre wing.
Hill, beautiful inside ball here. Florent was able to cut it off. Did well. It was down the throat of Gresham. His kick is not good. Punched away from Butler. Hits the deck. Anyone's ball. Lloyd went and got it. Advanced it about 10 metres. Steele picked it up. Been a bit of a dodgy start for him. Gave the handball off. Fox is caught with the ball, but had no prior opportunity right on the Toyota logo. We'll have a ball up.
Any clangers to speak of?
Yes.
Apart from about 55, Heath?
Stacks. Both teams going below AFL average for kicking efficiency at the moment.
Good example of Buddy wanting to mark on the chest and not in the hands. That's something he's always done for his whole career, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. We were not going to remember Buddy Franklin as a great mark, are we? He was never the overhead strong mark, but what he does around that is so good that it makes up for it most of the time.
So St Kilda 6, Sydney yet to score. Rucking infringement. It'll go the way of Marshall and centre wing. Long ball. Rampy waits at the back. He's the anchor man so often for Sydney. It has to go round the body, and he's squeezed under pressure. The pressure came from Gresham, and marking the footy is Crouch. Crouch is 55 from home, goes with a little low ball. He's turned it straight over, and he's picked out Sammy Wicks.
Who was that to? There was no one within 15 of where that landed.
5 Sydney players by themselves where that ball ended up.
Is there enough air in the footy, you think?
Lloyd.
Really strange out there at the moment. Both defending the corridor really strongly, though. You look at the St Kilda numbers here. They don't want Sydney to hit that corridor whatsoever.
Opportunity now for Warner. Very nearly a 50. Warner looking for the handball to Fox. Realised he was a better hoister of the footy. And he does deep inside 50. Franklin the target. Got one hand on it. Out the back for Wilkie. Hickey's wrapped him up in the tackle. Dragged him to ground. Could be penalised here. Umpire arrives and says, nah, saw it all. We'll ball it up deep in Sydney's attack zone here.
So Randwick into the ground. Looks a little bit slippery, a bit dewy out there at the moment. Heaney sweating upon this. It'll spill to Battle. Sinclair involved. Has to handball to Wilkie. He was forced to kick quickly. Good smother on the foot. He came from Clark. And Burns has got enough time. If they can squeeze it out, they do to Higgins. Pushing well up the ground. He's got it at halfback. Broadcast side. Long sweeping handball to Windhager. He eludes the tackle from Campbell, goes back inboard, speculative ball, pressure comes from both sides. Ball hemmed in a stalemate, and we'll have a ball centre wing, broadcast side of the ground. St Kilda 1 straight 6, Sydney yet to score. Triple M, lifeblood scoreboard.
Wakey back on, as Emma suggested he would. There's Warner, caught with the ball, couldn't go anywhere, we'll ball it up again. Centre wing on the members' side here. Umpire Andre Gianfagna throws it up. Knocked down by Marshall in front, trying to win it was Sheldrick, made it awkward. Now Ross advances the ball to half forward. King looking for the free, and Francis been penalised here, says Matty Nichols. Pointed the square half forward for King, the big fella. Max King looking for something he likes inside 50. Nothing there, so he goes wide and finds an opportunity out very, very wide for Burns.
So Burns with a footy. 15 minutes first term. St Kilda 6, Sydney yet to score. Wants to take the man on the mark on. He gets round Will Haywood and goes with a little low dart to the pocket. And they can settle here. They won't be rushed. As Windhagar has it. He's about 55 from home. Goes with one in board and he'll cut it off. Well, many errors, or errors galore thus far to start this one. Warner, slick little give. He invites the trouble because Blakey's handball was errant. They pile in on all directions. Sheldrick has to clean it up at the back of the square. Cunningham involved, goes backwards to Campbell, and now Florent from the half-back towards centre wing.
Looking for McLean there, couldn't find him. Taken away by Owens, goes inside 50 with intent. Ball off hands there. Caminiti couldn't control it. Butler was there as well. Got dealt with nicely. Campbell came through. Nice and tough. Held up in the tackle though. And a ball up about 25 metres around from St Kilda's goal. There's been one goal kicked in this game. We've got 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and that is it. As Tom Rockcliffe has said, near on perfect conditions here.
Play on. Marshall extends. It'll be cut off by McInerney. McInerney, a quick kick out. It's going to come back because it's going to be marked by Liam Stocker. Tats on the back of the hamstrings. Goes with a low, searing ball. And Melican goes back with courage and marks for the Swans deep in defence. Pannington into the ground. Just goes with a little low one to Cunningham, and then Haywood, half-back flank broadcast side.
St Kilda's moneymaker kick at the moment, inside 50, has been horrible tonight. They've gone inside, I'm not sure how many times now, about 7 or 8, but I don't think they've hit a target once going inside 50, a scrambling goal. They've kicked it to Sydney players a number of times out there.
Franklin's first touch coming in half-back. Sheldrick. Marks on the wing. In between boundary and centre square. Plays on with nothing in mind. Just hoists the ball high. Plenty of St Kilda players around this. Windhager has been good. Spills to Wanganeen Millerer. His handball too fast for Caminiti. Couldn't control it. They make it up though over the top to Gresham. Goes for the open goal square. Won't get the roll or the bounce from there. It's not that slippery. And it goes over the line out of bounds, and appealing for a deliberate surely. It cannot be. And it won't be. It'll be a boundary throw, and as deep as you get in St Kilda's attack zone.
Really sloppy start from both teams here, but St Kilda, if they can get another goal and start to extend that lead, gives them a big up considering their record here. They haven't won since 2009.
A win here for the Saints would put them 3 games clear of Sydney on the ladder. Disputed ball, forward pocket. Is that holding the footy? Yes, it is. The free kick, McInerney. So Justin McInerney, deep in Sydney's defence. Eastern side of the ground. He's got Blakey in the middle. He goes wider still to Florent. And Florent marks. True centre half back. St Kilda 6, Sydney yet to score. Chooses the eastern side, and they advance it to Braden Campbell.
But Campbell, we know, is a beautiful stroker of the footy on the left. One of their very best kick, if they're not their best. He will be in future years, that is for sure. Sticks it down the throat of Papley. Papley marks a long, long way from home. Waiting for Sydney forwards to get into position. Franklin comes around, blocks for others. No one comes off the block though. No one wanted to get out at all of the block. Picked up there by Haywood. Little handball back inside to McLean. Sold a bit of hand can. He got it to Buddy. Dribbled along the ground. Clark was there. He was nailed by Battle. Buddy gives the don't argue, not once but twice. Caught the second time. And a free against Franklin in the back pocket here. And it'll be a St Kilda ball.
Liam Stocker's the man. Put the clamps on a 350 game start. So the ex-blue, sorry Tommy.
More action pre-game with all the drag queens out there, Brad, than at the start of this game at the moment. They've been really disappointing. Of course, it's a pride game up here when Sydney take on St Kilda, so hopefully a bit more action as the game goes on.
So Sydney go inside 50 again. Clark's an errant handball. Puts Warner under the pump. Is that high? It is. Well, he got a bit lucky there, Chad Warner. He's 50 from home. He's going to chip the ball to... Oh, it's an errant kick. Wicks can't mark. Battle gets back. Slick little handball. Saints can be away up the broadcast side, but he's turned it over to Clark.
Horrible, horrible skills that we're seeing here tonight. Rowbottom gets it to Haywood. Haywood from the boundary line shanked it inside down the throat of Howard. And this is absolutely shocking. This is really evident of not where both sides are, because St Kilda lie fifth on the ladder at the moment, but where both sides are in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I reckon. Little one comes out here in time for St Kilda to advance the ball very high. Blakey was closing late, decided not to compete for the ball in the air. Comes off Caminiti over the line and will throw it in centre wing on the outer side of the ground.
The only excuse you can make is maybe it's still wet underground. That's why they're both handling the ball so bad, but their skill level, both teams have been so poor. Entries inside 50, really disappointing. They can't even hit that simple 15-metre kick at the moment, either team.
Marshall down to Wood, muscled it out to Windhager. On to Crouch. Crouch high ball, advances at 30. Mark taken by Owens. 65, 70 metres from St Kilda's 50 is Owens. No one there, so he too has to wait for the St Kilda forwards to arrive back in their home spot. Kick down there is punched away. Marshall wanted a free, nothing forthcoming, and correctly so. Butler with a nice handball to Wanganeen Millerer. Picked up off hands there. Play on calls the umpire. In goes, that very low was Malikan. Thought was taken a little bit high. The umpire said no, and we'll have the ball up. 25 out from the St Kilda goal.
Red Z lending stats, Ethan Meldrum.
Yeah, the inside 50 retention for both sides just way below the AFL average, normally in the sort of 40-45% region. Sydney only 27% so far tonight.
So Sydney trying to work it out of their defensive 50. Wanganeen Millerer, clever. He was slick down low. He had too much on the kick. It went over Higgins' head and out of play, forward pocket, western side of the ground, northern end. So they've started to come, as Emma Free even mentioned. They've filed out of the Paddington pubs. You'll be keen to know, you two.
Well, they've missed the SCG then.
St Kilda 6, Sydney yet to score. Tough going. 21 minutes gone. Seb Rice, did he get it in the back? No, it's holding the footy. Sydney free kick at half back.
We'll go to Goulden. Oh, horrible shank, wasn't it, on his favoured left side. Mason Wood and Butler trying to keep it alive, and they'll get the free here, Wood.
Dead set floater.
It was an absolute shocker from a real reliable kick. Point of the square at half forward. Wood chisels one in, looking for someone to get on the end of it. Owens out the back door with Blakey. Higgins arrives, keeps it in, gives it to Owens. Right foot snap, slider. Missed. Put it across the face. We have a score though. 1-1-7 St Kilda. Sydney yet to score. There's 2:20 remaining in the first quarter, and this is absolutely bizarre, Rock, isn't it?
It's terrible footy from both teams. He's ran too far. He's ran too far. Ollie Florence.
Stand. Time back on.
So free kick goes to Hill. Hill's 40 from home. He wants to pass it, and he's turned it over. Clark leaves it behind. Coming through was Hickey. He loops a long ball to Goulden. If it sits for him, Saints with the numbers back. They're well positioned. Has to bend down now is Steele. Good tackle from Goulden. He was high, according to the umpire. And Jack Steele will take the free kick at half-back for the Saints. They're 1-1-7. Sydney yet to score. Triple M Lifeblood scoreboard.
My young bloke Jack, who's 5 years old, could hit more targets out there tonight than most of these players and handle the ball cleaner. Skill levels have been horrible from both teams.
Yeah, they absolutely have. Deplorable. The worst you could possibly imagine for trained football professionals. Amazing. So a boundary throw, and the ball's in neutral territory here on the wing. Doing the ruck work is Marshall. Little knockdown Hickey there as well. Marshall clobbers him in the tackle. Careful to turn him and not push him in the back. Umpire Matty Nichols arrives and says, "Give it to me, fellas, we'll ball it up." 7 plays 0 at the moment. Sydney yet to score. St Kilda with just the one goal in absolutely perfect conditions. McLean tries to sweep it on. Little one from Wicks went through the feet of Goulden. Beautiful pick up by Hill. Probably the best thing we've seen all night. Knock to Howard. Clever tap onto Sinclair. Been their informed player this year. Sinclair with a neat little ball finds Jack Higgins on the lead on the wing.
He's going to give it back to Sinclair. Running shotgun. Goes with the outside of the boot. Clever to Owens. He misses the footy. Forward handball was Clever. Has Philippou. He's crunched in a good tackle. Pressure come from all angles. And Blakey will take the free kick. Defensive 50.
Ethan will have to get the Red Z lending record books out soon. Lowest first quarter score in a long time, I would have thought.
Well, I can tell you the last time Sydney went scoreless in a first quarter. Snappy, you might remember, round 21, 1997.
Thanks, Heath.
What was the book you said he should get out?
Good defence that year, I thought.
Stats book.
117.
It's the first I've heard about that.
Books went out 45 years ago, mate.
Just get the sponsor in there, BT. There's been no Harvey Norman replays.
So Sydney to share it across half back. Francis, Fox, Rampy, all involved. 25 gone first term. St Kilda by 7 points. Tom Rockcliffe with us this evening. Triple M Super special comments. Siren sounds anything but an entertaining first term at the SCG. And we go to the first break with St Kilda with a slender 7-point lead. 1-1-7 the Saints. They lead. The Swans are yet to score. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for Lifeblood. Be the lifeblood of footy. Search Give Blood today.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
the McFeast is back. You can't keep a legend out of the lineup.
Please reply quickly to texting drivers. A message from TAC.
Good evening. Still a few delays to watch out for on the road, starting with a crash on the Monash Freeway. That's outbound before Eastlink in the right-hand lane, and we're getting reports of an incident in Keilor East on Keilor Park Drive eastbound, just past the ring road there. Look out for an incident in Oakley South on Centre Road east of Warrigal Road 2. Spot any dramas on the roads? Call it in 1300 595 937. The Audi end of financial year event is on now, presenting you with an exciting opportunity across a range of exceptional models. Drive progress today. Ends June 30. T's and C's apply. And that's your latest Triple M traffic up to date.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
Time to lean into the radio.
Featuring...
This is the bit you can easily remember.
Marty Sheargold.
Martin Sheargold to reception, please.
A man that isn't afraid of asking the big questions.
I hope my boobs look okay in this top when I dance.
They were moving as well.
Yeah, good. Yeah, got a life of their own.
A real ladies' man.
I'm a doctor of the bedroom.
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. 6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
G'day, it's Tom, it's Jeremy, and we're Busby Maru. Wild Turkey has been making bourbon their way for almost 100 years. By trusting their spirit, they've made the world's best tasting bourbon.
Now, we've teamed up with them to travel in their epic mobile music home and play our music live in a one-off gig. For your chance to win tickets to see us, along with an aspiring musician we're working with as part of Wild Turkey's mentorship program, visit wildturkeybourbon.com.
Entries close June 24th.
Over 18s only. Drink responsibly.
Wild Turkey, trust your spirit.
At CMI Hino, we're the experts when it comes to Hino trucks. Why? Because that's all we do. All day, every day. So when it comes to servicing your Hino truck, trust our expert team at CMI Hino to have you back on the road with minimal downtime. Our service department is open 6 days a week with late night servicing available too. Book your next service online at cmihinomelbourne.com.au.
Hello, alias D. Alan here from Volkswagen. You thought no one was listening, but we were, intently. You said, I'd rather dig my eyes out with a spoon than put up with the awful driving dynamics of utes. Well, put the spoon down slowly. Ours has excellent steering, suspension, comfort, and up to 6 4x4 drive modes with a powerful V6 engine. So, why don't you book a test drive today? The all-new Amarok, born from tough love.
Life can take a toll on your teeth from the sugars.
Dr. Harry, can I drill you about your marketing?
Sure.
So, how do you measure the success of your radio advertising?
Hits to the website, the appointments that we see.
Why do you think radio works best for you guys?
It just makes all of our other marketing channels work better.
I've never had braces.
Yeah, well, I can see that.
Ouch. Discover the unlimited ways radio can supercharge your other marketing at commercialradio.com.au. Radio. Unlimited.
Is being stuck in an office or classroom really not your thing? Get stuck into a trade instead with a huge range of free TAFE courses on offer at Victoria University Polytechnic, including building and construction, and start crafting an in-demand career you can really build on. RTO code 3113.
At Truck Assist, we ensure one thing. Trucks for landscapers, trucks for cabinet makers, trucks for people fixing circuit breakers.
You mean electricians?
Yeah, but it didn't rhyme. We cover trucks that deliver beds and for hauling sheds.
Trucks for chippies?
Yep.
Ones for brickies?
You bet. We protect trucks that keep small business moving with comprehensive motor cover, downtime cover, and 24/7 breakdown all in one. That's insurance from the specialists. Truck Assist. It's what we do. Terms and conditions apply. Seek independent advice before making a decision.
For the world's most awarded whiskey distillery, just look Starwood.
Starwood whiskey. Delicious and juicy, fully matured in Australian red wine barrels.
Starwood. To new horizons.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with their new range of standard to premium switches. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
For McDonald's and Marine Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Football, built tough for condition when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a ring. Quarter time 1-1-7 St Kilda. Sydney did not score in that first quarter. Ethan Meldrum, Red Z Lenning Stats, what do you got for us?
Well, that quarter went for 25 minutes and 40 seconds, and we're not getting any of that time back, sadly. But Sydney's lowest scoring first quarter, scoreless, of course. First time since round 21, 1997. Snapper, you were playing in that game. Sydney with a little bit more dominance around the ground, plus 13 disposals, 30 inside 50s. Just can't retain it once they go inside 50.
Jane T. Martz, Emma Friedman.
Tell you what, they shouldn't be playing Sweet Caroline. Maybe a bit of Benny Hill after that first quarter, guys, because it was pretty deplorable, wasn't it? One thing to note after that first 10 minutes or so when Dane Rampy came off, he was having a good blow, as we say in racing. Of course, he hasn't played the last 2 months or so. So he really took it all in his stride and had to have a couple of minutes to compose himself. But in terms of the ground conditions, it's not seriously slippery. Yes, there's a little bit of dew, but I wouldn't say it's slippery out there.
I like Em's call of Benny Hill. Not quite appropriate, but nevertheless, he was a comedian. Tom, how did you see the first quarter of football?
Full of gags down there.
Yes.
One of the worst first quarters of footy I've ever witnessed, I think. We thought we seen that last Friday night in the Melbourne and Carlton game, but it's been outdone here by St Kilda and Sydney. Hopefully just put that behind us, blown the cobwebs out, and they both clubs reset at quarter time. We can get a much better game from here on out.
Seabass Super making hard work pay off. Here's Brad Seymour on Triple M Football.
The Saints chasing their 8th win. And stay in touch with top 4 calculations. Good bounce, straight up and down for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Gresham out of the middle, left side. Holding is going to St Kilda. Rampy looks bemused, as does Francis. I think it's going to King.
Had a good rub of the green, I reckon, St Kilda with the free kicks. Everything seems to be 50-50 calls going their way, but lovely Norman replay there. Francis just wrapped his arm around. Not a great deal in it. A lot of defenders get away with that most weeks. King, he's been awarded. There wasn't a great deal in that. There's not much a defender can do if that's going to be paid all night.
Interesting matchup for mine, Rocky, here. Francis on King. I thought Rampy might have gone to him. But King on the runway, directly in front. 30 out. Randwick end, jams it home. That's better from the Saints. They draw first blood in the second term. They're 2-1-13. Sydney yet to score. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, centre square bounce win then from St Kilda, and they came out the front. I think it was Gresham that shoulders out. It just makes a huge difference, particularly at the SCG when you can win centre square bounces, come out the front of that. You're deep inside 50. Francis, a little bit panicked, but I don't think there was a great deal in it. King was pretty lucky to get that free kick, but you can see he hit that last line of defence, and you get the one-on-one now with the 6-6-6 rules. So really impressive there from St Kilda.
Interesting forward line that St Kilda have these days without Membry playing. I see he's an emergency, didn't make it into the side. Have they moved on to this next lot of Owens and Filippo and these sort of players?
I still think they're trying to find their best match. We know that they had a few injuries at the start of the season. Membry was one of them, so I'd imagine he'll find his way back into the team.
Beautiful bounce. You heard it go into the turf. Exclusive Triple M mics there. Brad Crouch out of the middle. Got it to Gresham. Gresham banged it inside 50. Free kick here will this time go the way of Sydney to Blakey, who looks sore and has looked sore from the very first minute of the game.
He's proppy, isn't he?
Yep.
Heavy pockets.
Little kick, yeah, very, very heavy after signing the 7-year deal. Finds Florence. Florence just chisels one out wide, and Sydney just meander their way up the field here. McInerney has the footy just backward of centre wing.
So St Kilda by 13. Wants to go corridor, true centre half forward. McLean sets himself, can't take the mark. Sinclair full chested, well done, a little toe poke. Got it out of the dangerous area, spills to Rowbottom. He has a little fumble, spills back to Sinclair. Forward handball was clever to Crouch. Crouch gives it to the skipper in Steele. They go wider still to Stocker. Long ball towards half forward. Owens in good position. Rampy tracks him. Boundary line beats them both and will have a throw in. 2-1-13 St Kilda. Sydney yet to score early exchanges second term.
Hopefully we both see both teams start to take that corridor on a little bit more. Look for the 45s. Both teams in that first quarter just played long down the line. We know the opposition tried to take the corridor away from them, but you've got to take a risk to score in AFL footy.
Both teams have got reasonable kicking artillery to trust 2 or 3 players in the back end to do that, haven't they? But just not doing it. Papley here at half-back. He kicks sideways to Lloyd. Lloyd won't find much out wide. Hayward's there. He ignores that and goes in behind him, looking for McInerney. Did well battle to get a hand in there and tidy it up is Webster, who just did a little sock along the ground over the line out of bounds, and the umpire saying deliberate. I thought he deliberately tried to sock it out of his hand. That's all he did. Lloyd now, inside 50, high ball. Franklin's got the run at this, and the mark is taken by McLean in front. And McLean will line up from 35 metres out on a slight angle.
He's had a couple of opportunities tonight, McLean, in space to take that one-on-one mark, and strong again on the Harvey Norman replay there. There was a decent-sized pack. He just floated in front. It was him or Franklin that had the opportunity to mark that footy, and strong hands from McLean.
And Buddy had got rid of his man too, and he was set to take that. So McLean, inside left goal post, you would suggest, by about a metre. Let's have a look at him. We're right behind him in the commentary box here. Kick on the way. Is that the post? Needed to be a little bit further inside it and hits the post. So their first score of the game coming 3 minutes into the second quarter, Sydney. They are one behind, trailing St Kilda 2-1-13 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
McLean listens to Triple M because he's seen that Buddy was free and in space, but he can't mark it over his head, according to you, Brian.
Oh, I didn't say that.
So Sinclair goes wide.
Put words into my mouth, you.
Searching for Wilkie. McInerney off hands, gets it out of play. Eastern side of the ground.
One of the greatest players I've ever seen.
We'll wait a throw in. St Kilda by 2 straight kicks. Ball spins back into play. Hickey sets himself with Marshall. Comes to the back. Windhager, can he get a foot to it? He can. It's a scrubby little ball, cleverly done. A little deft little tap back to McInerney. He's caught. 1, 2 Saints players. Well, they closed him down.
Let go!
And wrapped him up. Philippou will take the free kick. Just backward to centre wing. A forward little handball to Burns and then to Sinclair.
Long ball inside. King's got the sit here. Almost marked over the top. Rampy in front held his ground though. He just mistimed his run a little bit there, King. And he was a little bit short. Short kick to Blakey, yes, Tom.
Competing 2-on-1 as well, so he just tried to make a contest, but Sydney get back so well defensively.
Blakey goes for one in the middle and misses. Wanganeen Miller has got it now as a result. Takes the mark just forward of the centre circle. Gives it off to Jimmy Webster. Little left foot stroker inside looking for Owens. Out the back it comes. It'll dribble through for a behind. And it will. So another behind there for the Saints. 2-2-14. Sydney one behind in the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
No real cohesion either, Rocky, from either side. So Sydney to try to probe forward to the outer side, and Clark has it. Just backward of centre wing. McInerney now makes the running. A little chipping ball. Can Franklin get to it? No. Wilkie was clever. Slick little hand to the skipper in steel. He'll have to go high and round the body. 2-on-1 at centre wing. Coming hard was Melican. When the footy, Crouch was clever too. Forward little handball. Clark for Sydney now should be able to mop it up. Gresham got his hands in with a good smother. And it pinballs around and out of play in front of the Bill O'Reilly stand. Eastern side of the ground. We've travelled 6.5 second terms. St Kilda 2-2-14. Sydney just the one behind on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, it's like both teams came here tonight just to defend, and they've forgotten about their offensive game plan. Both teams. Neither of them can shift the footy or even look like moving the footy at this stage.
What did you make of the cricket last night, Rock?
Oh, Travis Head, sensational, wasn't he?
Yeah, what did you like about him?
Oh, he sees them like beach balls. Anything outside the off stump, he just goes to hit it to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, and do you think he can continue to go tonight?
Yeah, he'll go. Oh, I think he's the best since Gilchrist at his ability to take the game away from the opposition.
Big call. Hasn't played a lot of Test cricket just at this stage, but Rock's already anointed him as the greatest player since Adam Gilchrist.
I never said he was the greatest.
I thought I heard you say that, Warner.
Said he reminds me of Adam Gilchrist.
Boot on the other foot now. Here's Pampley. Pampley at the point of the square and half back. Little sideways slider out there. Goulden had it swallowed and spent before he'd earned it. Burns was stripped. It spilled to Wanganeen Miller. He takes him inside. Little low daisy cut. A beautiful ball to Owens. Marks 55 metres out from goal. He'll want to wheel and go. Got in the way, Sinclair. Now Owens goes inside 50 looking for King. Hickey did well with the double team. Found the boundary and will throw it in deep in the St Kilda attack zone. They lead by 13 points.
Is that your mission to deflect from you saying Buddy Franklin, the milestone man, is one of the most overrated players of the modern game?
Oh, I didn't say that. Just show me on tape where I said that.
The ball comes back into play. Saints pressing hard here. Florent gets back, gets his foot to the ball. Can they exit D50? They do. Marshall in a good position. Goulden used the body really well. Smaller man beat the bigger man. Wants his left side. Slips the slipper into it. But Dougal Howard will mark just backward of a centre wing. Looks up. He'll spit it out to Wilkie. Wilkie through centre half back. Goes back to the eastern side to Burns. So just backward of centre wing. St Kilda by 13 points. He doesn't advance either. He goes lateral. They share it. Back to Wilkie. Getting some more red Zeds for a Thursday night. Called to play on now. He drives the left peg into the footy. McLean sets himself cleverly and marks in front of Philippou at half-back.
Got a bit of a knock on the back of the head as he throws it out the back door to Rampy. Rampy goes to Franklin. Franklin in front, almost took the mark. Spills to Papley. Beautifully side and centre. Now Papley on the right boot, goes for home. Good looking ball on target, goal. Papley gets the first for Sydney. 13 minutes, or 13-minute mark in that second quarter. And Papley kicks the first of Sydney. 1-1-7. St Kilda 2-2-14 on the Triple M Beacon Train scoreboard.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay there. We've seen the intercept mark, and I think it was Rampy that came off, got the handball receive, and just went bang. Long to a one-on-one. Buddy made the strong contest there, got the footy to ground, and Papley, as he does, one of the best crummers in the competition. He's been probably a little bit down the last couple of weeks, but we've seen what he's been able to do over a number of years now as a small forward.
Yeah, Red Z lending stats against the run of play too. St Kilda 7 inside 50s to 2 so far this quarter. But Tom Papley, this trash panda, number 1 ranked player on the ground this term, 3 disposals and a goal.
Tommy, all right, Cliff, Ethan Meldrum with us this evening. Thanks to Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. So we've waited 13 minutes, a second term for City to get there first. St Kilda at 2-2-14 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks Thursday night footy. Back in the middle. Sheldrick to escape for Sydney. Put it down Wilkie's throat. Just read it the best. So Saints will look to repel. 10 minutes, a second term. Called to play on now. And he'll advance to the eastern side.
Goes the long ball to the wing. Hickey tries to juggle the mark. Not successful. Spills to ground. Rowbottom's got it. Just feathered out the handball, didn't really make any contact with anyone, so goes to ground. And a lot of players converging around the ball here. Almost time for the umpire to blow the whistle. And he does on centre wing, umpire Andre Gianfagna. We'll have a ball up. So it is a 1-goal-to-2 game, and we're only 12 minutes off completing the first half. Can you believe it? No, it's not piddling rain. It is absolutely bone dry here at the moment. Little handout here for Papley. Went the prayer over the top, ripped off and comes out for now. St Kilda at half-back. Kick got to get over the top. It does for the Saints, but it's a 2-on-1. Campbell's under real pressure, but he's a great young kid. Dispossessed. Owens was there as well. Philippou. Now it's taken by Florent. He brushes Steele aside, who doesn't look right tonight for me. Florent now goes deep inside 50, looking for an opportunity. Franklin the juggler couldn't get it. Handball, St Kilda, and the response, free kick going the way of St Kilda here, and it'll go to Marshall in the last line of defence.
Yeah, but he just infringed. They can go and go quickly. So Liam Stocker, not the best kick, but Wilkie charging out of defence. Audacious bounce, driving ball towards centre wing. Melican did really well. He was caught in an awkward position. Flicks a little handball wide to the middle. Rowbottom could pick it up. Sydney with the numbers. Francis will sweep one wide. McInerney involved again. He crosses centre wing and goes with a little low ball. And he hits the chest of Hickey. So Hickey called to play on. Wants to dump it inside 50. Long probing ball. Franklin was he pushed? I think he was. Called to play on. Advantage was taken, was it?
Yes.
Yes, it was. It'll be one behind. Sydney moved to 1-2-8. St Kilda at 2-2-14. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Emma Friedman, Bob Jane T. Marks.
I think in a second we'll see Isaac Heaney come off the ground, guys. He obviously had a bit of a collision. There is blood all over his face. You can see it on the big screen now. Absolute pouring off the big fella.
That is the ugliest he's looked for a long time, Isaac Heaney.
Beautiful looking man, isn't he, Brian?
Yeah. Hayward is the man that missed or took the advantage there, but tell us what you're seeing, Em, down there with Heaney as he comes off.
I mean, I can't see too close. It's got the tissue around his nose, so hopefully he hasn't broken that beautiful nose, or he hasn't punctured those lips with his teeth as well, but there is a lot of blood.
Got an accidental reverse headbutt off Ross right to the nose, thus the enormous amount of blood on face. A short ball here to Wanganeen Millera.
Hayward just didn't read the script, did he? Buddy Franklin free kick, 20 metres out, directly in front.
Short ball finds Windhager. He's done quite well tonight, Heath, Windhager.
Yeah, Windhager, 8 disposals now for the game.
And that's a nice kick to Mason Wood. Can give the handball to Crouch, decided against it. Probably a good decision. So now Mason Wood just looking to kick it sideways, barely the required journey to Ross. Ross not a great kick. Handball's off to Webster. Webster, long ball, deep ball here. King looking to elevate, couldn't get on the end of it. Comes to ground. Now Sydney under real pressure. Kept it alive. Florent did well. Handball to Clark. Clark goes back out looking for McLean. McLean did really well.
Yeah, Wanganeen Miller will come through. Clark bashed it forward. Sydney just cleared the danger for just a moment. Spills to the back in Wilkie. Had a good evening so far, Big Cal Wilkie. And he squeezes one even wider. And Jack Steele will mark. Sending some directions verbally and via hand, and he spits it out even wider to Philippou. Philippou goes with a low dart and cleverly kicked to Crouch, and they've worked it to centre wing. Broadcast side of the ground. St Kilda 14 leads Sydney 8. 14 minutes second term. Haven't seen this too often, but he'll dump it down the line. Mason Wood! Well, he was third man up. And Hayden McLean was the man in front, and he claimed the mark. He'll squeeze it to Warner.
To Warner now. Both teams desperate to get it inside. Corridor. Gee, Sydney are doing a great job at blocking it up and not allowing the Saints that avenue. There is Warner. Little chip ball out wide to McLean. McLean at half-back. Rock wants them to go as he urges them on. Got the handball to Warner. Warner's to a man in trouble, immediately tackled, not just by one, but by two. Wicks was the meat in the sandwich. And a horrible decision by a normally good decision-maker in Chad Warner results in a ball up on the wing.
A handball to a man that had his back to the play.
On the boundary side. The thing with hitting the corridor is you've got to look early and look late. That's what neither team's doing at the moment. They're taking that 45 away really well, but they're not looking early or late. It's generally on in this game still for either team to hit that 45, hit the corridor and go deep inside 50.
So Florent looks to break it open, splits it up the middle to Franklin. 1, 2, he's got it! Franklin's got it! 40 out directly in front, Paddington end.
Really strong again. That they got to the corridor. That was the key there. They didn't wait for that play to play out there. Swans on the Harvey Norman replay. Took the mark in the corridor, went fast, Buddy one-on-one, deep inside 50. Really strong mark. Creative in the end. He took it on in about the third or fourth grab.
Tommy Rockcliffe with us this evening, thanks to Seabass Super, making hard work pay off. So the Sydney Superstars got it. They come through the turnstiles from the Paddington pubs to see this man. To the city end. He's got it. Franklin with his first. Scores level. 8 minutes second term. 2-2-14 apiece. From the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business with our range of standard to premium switches. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
Yeah, we've seen it so often, haven't we? Over 350 games now for Buddy Franklin. He did it at Hawthorn for a number of years and now at the Sydney Swans as well. He's such a reliable kick. It wasn't always what he was renowned for early on in his career, but he's certainly improved on that. And any time around that 50-metre arc, he just nails them.
Yeah, Red Z lending stats, that's enough to take him clear of Doug Wade. So Lance Franklin now outright fourth on the all-time AFL goal kicking list. Only Lockett, Coventry and Dunstall ahead of him.
Come on, run through some of his stats for us, Heath. What have you got there on the great Buddy Franklin? We know he's played his 350th game. What else has he done?
Yeah, 13-time club-leading goal kicker, 4-time Coleman, 8-time All-Australian.
4-time Coleman?
4-time Coleman.
Gee, that's incredible, isn't it? And what did you say, an 8-time All-Australian, Rock?
8-time All-Australian, yes.
That's consistency, isn't it?
And certainly not overrated.
All right, as you tried to do, underrate him early in the game. An opportunity now spills out wide. You're a shocker. Papley, Warner, going really hard was Webster. Better than any of them. Ball still in dispute. Sydney have come alive all of a sudden. Been 3 of the 4 goals kicked in this second quarter so far. 2 to the Swans, 1 to the Saints, and we'll have a ball up.
For the career he's had, though, it just proves that the best and fairest and Brownlow's are really midfielders awards, aren't they? He's never won a best and fairest in all those years. It's quite incredible for the numbers that he's put out.
What are you saying? He's not good enough to win a best and fairest?
Well, I'm saying it's a midfielder's award. That's what they see very often. How does a guy kick 100 in a season
Sounds like you don't rate him.
Oh, I love Buddy Franklin. One of the best of all time, Brian.
Owens to Gresham. They go forward to Saints, but it's going to be repelled. Milliken's done well again to Florence, and now they split up the middle of the ground as Goulden looks to slice through. He's got Blakey near side centre wing. Blakey has a fumble. Milliken just lends him a hand, but he's got a little bit of time. He goes to Angus Sheldrick, the young midfielder, scores level, 18 minutes second term. Perfect night for footy in the Harbour City as he goes lateral to Rampy. Rampy goes up the middle, a penetrating ball to full forward. Hickey at the back, spills to Papley. Papley lights up the northern end and gets his second for the quarter. Tommy Papley, 3-2-20 Sydney, 2-2-14 to Kilda Triple M. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yes, like a true trash panda he is right there in that contest. Long ball there from the Sydney defence. They broke halfway, past the centre circle, drive it in long. Strong contest from Hickey in the trash panda. What he does best, just feeds on those crumbs.
Yeah, Red Z Landing Stats, the Trash Panda, number one ranked player on the ground in this term already. The 5 disposals, 3 of those contested. A couple of inside 50s to go with his 2 goals.
Just hits the contest at pace on the Harvey Norman replay. Long driving ball there from Rampy, deep inside 50, and his ability just to get some separation on his opponent, and then it only took 2 or 3 steps on the left boot. Really classy finish.
Great reader off the pack. He is Tom Papley. Back to the middle we go. Sydney now in front for the first time in the game. They lead it by a goal. They've kicked the last 3 goals of the game. Here's Heaney, who's been patched up, and he's back out there. I don't think he'll be winning any beauty contests tonight.
There's still a chance.
Well, if he's standing next to you, that's,
in between us, he's fine, isn't he?
A little opportunity there. Picked up by Florent. Florent through the middle of the ground. Long reaching ball. Here comes Franklin again. Straight through the hands. Off hands it comes to Goulden. Got boot to ball and advanced it through the behinds. 3-3-21 Sydney. 2-2-14 on the Triple M scoreboard. Let's get downstairs to Emma Freedman.
Well, this is the 5 minutes that we needed. All the SAG crowd now getting very excited, and you're wondering about Isaac Heaney, who literally just went back on the ground after that goal was kicked, guys. Just a tiny little band-aid at the top of the bridge of his nose, so it must just be a little nick.
All right, ball back into play. Thank you, Emma Freeman, for Bob Jane T-Marts. This end of financial year. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply.
Red Z Landing Stats, Ollie Florence starting to get real busy. Of course, defenders really rack it up against St Kilda. Already the 16 touches, 451 metres gained.
Sydney by 7. Half-forward ball. They can keep it in. They do to Campbell. He's hemmed in right in the pocket. Goes to square it. It'll be cut off well by Windhager. He sees it out of play. And we'll have a throw in forward pocket, City end of the ground for Sydney.
Starting to play much better footy now, the Swans. They're locking the ball in their forward half, but they're also taking the game on, get to the corridor, hit the last line of attack when they go. Much better footy.
Boundary throw in, attacking 50 here for Sydney. McLean knocking it down. Heaney and almost. Making a Miller. Kraft, I thought he threw it. Heaney soccer, but he had a fresh air shot. It over the line, out of bounds. We will throw it back into play.
Accidental kick there. Buddy tried to kick it out of the air. He's kicked Wilkie in the ankle. That might be one way to get a bit of separation. He's been all over him so far in this contest, Wilkie.
Boundary throw in deep in attack here for the Swans. McLean and Marshall. Marshall hand to the footy. Socket out of mid-air by Sinclair. Blakey the spoil on Gresham. Nicely rowed by Heaney. Heaney swings it around on the right boot. Deep ball, Franklin! Over the top, couldn't quite get on the end of it. Trying to bash through there was Gordon. Got the little handball off here to Hill. Hill of St Kilda. So the Saints out of trouble. And that is a shocking kick. Absolutely shocking kick by Steele, the skipper, and out of bounds on the forward go Campbell's way. He's been out of sorts tonight. He just doesn't look right to me.
No, he certainly doesn't. He looks like he's carrying that knee that's heavily bandaged.
So Braden Campbell, he dumps it long and firm to the goal square. And off hands will be a minor score to Sydney. They squeeze it out to an 8-point lead. 22 plays 14. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Snapper. Red Z Landing Stats. Jack Steele, 4th lowest ranked Saint on the ground. 8 disposals, only going at 50% by foot. Only the 2 contested possessions for him.
Yeah. Triple M Red Z Landing Stats. Loans for the Self-employed, REDZED.
Not the normal sort of Jack Steele game that you would expect, that is for sure. Francis with a nice thump, didn't get it where he wanted. In the end, it comes out the back, and St Kilda gained 10 or 15 metres. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Inside 50s in this quarter and for the game so far. Feels like Sydney's starting to own their own footy in their forward half.
Yeah, Red Z landing stats. Swans +5 for the game and +5 for the quarter, but of late they've been dominant. 12 of the last 13 inside 50s for the match.
Here's Warner, beautiful pickup. And this will be another one. It's a shallow inside 50, but nevertheless it is one. 3-on-3 down there, picked up here, and an almost opportunity. Philip Holt was that soccer the ball along the ground to not much avail. In underneath it was Lloyd looking for the free high ball. Rowbottom's there as well. No winner for the Sydney, 25 metres out from their goal, but they're living dangerously here, St Kilda at the moment. They force the ball up in the end. 3-4-22 Sydney. St Kilda 2-2-14 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
8 points to the home side. Ball elevates. Marshall wins it towards Sinclair. Little fumble. Spills to Goulden. Goulden round the body. High ball right to the goal square. Wilkie. Franklin! Well, it came off hands. And Franklin snaffled it right in the goal square. Gets his second for the quarter. And Sydney ease it out to a 14-point lead. They're 4-4. The Saints at 2-2 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, Buddy loved that, didn't he? Another stoppage win from Sydney. They're starting to really get some momentum there. Coming out the front, quick snap, one-on-one in the goal square. A bobbling ball. Buddy just kept his feet, stayed composed, kept his eyes on the footy, and then kicked the goal and had the power stance when he put it through. The old Cristiano Ronaldo, isn't it, that does that? I think when he kicks a goal, he's done that to the crowd. He loved it.
Red Z landing stats all over it, Rocky. Since St Kilda's last score, clearances 9-3 Sydney's way. Contested ball 24-10. It is a bit of a Cristiano Ronaldo there from Buddy. Good spot.
Yes, just having a look at that on the Harvey Norman replay. Harvey Norman clearance on now. Shop massive savings. Store-wide. Visit us in store or online. Another warning in the middle against St Kilda for the 666 rule, I think. Ball knocked down here. And there was Papley trying to sweep it forward. St Kilda all of a sudden look lacklustre. Goulden goes deep inside 50. Buddy Franklin's there, gets bowled over in the rush for the ball. Warner's there, spills out. Little one Wexel on the ground, hit the post. Did it? No, it got there. And they have now kicked 5 in a row here, the Swans. 5 in a row after not scoring a goal in the first quarter. And they lead 34-14 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, spot on again. They've won it out of centre square bounce. Sydney Swans get it deep inside 50. We spoke about centre bounce, how important it is to win games of footy. And on these smaller grounds at the Gabba and the SCG, even more important. And St Kilda need to fix something here. Jack Steele is certainly down on his output, and their midfielders need to start to win these 50-50 contests as Brad Crouch comes back onto the ground, but he's going to start on the wing. He's not going to have time to get in there. So St Kilda won't want to give up the next goal.
Two-time best and fairest, Tommy Rockcliffe with us this evening. 208 games in his back pocket. So Sydney, all the momentum now in the second term for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M rocks footy. Gresham out of the middle. Francis comes hard, spills to the back. Owens a chance if it sits for him. It does now. He bends down the big man. He gives it to Sinclair via hand. Round the body ball. Can Swans get back in numbers? They do. Philippou, what is he caught high? I think he was. Or is that Caminiti? I think it's Caminiti. High contact, you heard the call. Deep in the forward pocket, Randwick end.
No, I want you out. Clear out. Doesn't matter.
So Caminiti with it. He'll just ease out, you'd think, from the forward pocket and bend this round the body. The talented young man, bright orange boots this evening, and he's nailed it. Beautifully executed to the Randwick end. The Saints draw one back. 5-2 this term to bring it back to 14 points. 26 minutes second term on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, another score off the back of a centre square bounce win, but Sydney will be disappointed with that. They had the opportunity to get that footy through, and unfortunately I think it was Rampy on the last line, sort of kept the ball alive, and St Kilda just stayed in the contest, had the ability to win the footy and then win the free kick as well. I'm still waiting for the Harvey Norman replay here to come up to see if there was much in it. Did you catch it at all, Brian, or anyone in the call there?
I thought he'd fallen over because a mozzie bit him or something. It looked light to me, whatever it was. I know he got a little clip around the jaw, but it was just a little finger twister.
Little light one, Brian.
Yeah, not much in it.
Nothing more than a mozzie bite.
No, but it was just a little tiny clip and it was there. I wouldn't have paid it a free kick. That umpire decided to. Very subjective game of thing with football it is at the moment. Opportunity out of the middle. Rowbottom with a fall-away handball. He went back and got it again. Gave it to Heaney this time, Rowbottom. Comes back inside to Papley. The umpire falls over as well. Papley around the corner. High ball inside 50. No direction with that. I was under pressure. And the mark is taken by Filippo. Filippo at half-back. Lays it off and goes out wide looking for Owens. Bit of a tunnelling effect there by Owens. He went back under and took his feet. See, I would have paid that the other way. I thought Owens went back and took his feet from under him. But I guess you're allowed to back, but it was a strange decision. It goes St Kilda's way to Owens.
So Owens now, they trail it by 14, the Saints. A chance to go forward here from centre wing outer. Driving ball towards half forward. Francis sets himself at the front. Can't complete the mark. Bullocking his way through was Butler. Speculative handball will be cut off by Warner. He's caught in a good tackle. Holding the foot, he said the umpire. Oh, he was hot on that. And it'll be a St Kilda free kick deep in the forward pocket.
Yeah, good pressure from St Kilda there. Butler, I think it was, executed the tackle perfectly. He had a split second, Warner, to get the hands free and offload by hands to one of his teammates, but closed the time and space really well, Butler, and pinned one of those arms, and the ball just dribbled out.
Dan Butler with a footy to the southern end of the SCG. Only about 25 out, like shell and peas these, and he kicks it. So the Saints with a good response in the shadows of half-time. They get it back to 4-2-26. The Swans are 5-4-34 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, really good from St Kilda here. Good response after Sydney piled on 5 in a row. They could have just laid down at half-time and gone in 4, 5, 6, 7 goals behind, but they've fought back, got it inside 50, won some 50-50 balls, won it around the contest, driven it inside 50, and then their pressure's been really good at ground level from there.
Yeah, their pressure in the last 10 minutes, particularly pressure factor of 2-2-2. They've had more than double the tackles this game. St Kilda 40-19, 18-5 in this quarter.
Red Z lending stats from Ethan Meldrum there. And just a hum going on around the MCG at the moment. A little bit of a mini comeback here after the Swans got hold of it by 20 points was the biggest margin so far in the game. It's back to 8. A Sydney clearance here, though, goes well for them. Florin unloaded the handball straight down the throat of Sinclair. Sinclair able to straighten and go long, but Francis is going to beat King to the footy. Did it well. He was hoping for the out-of-bounds ball, and he got his wish in the end, but I reckon that's a win for the Saints because they get a stoppage inside their forward 50.
Yeah, all momentum with St Kilda after it looked like it was all Sydney, so really good pressure off the half-back. Florence started to get a running carry, but he got no time and space that time coming off half-back.
Sydney by 8 points. Ball comes back into play from the throw-in. Forward 50 for the Saints. Hill spits a little handball back to Crouch. They'll go inside again. Probing ball. King comes. Can't complete the mark. Florent clever. Just held the kick back. And hit the chest of McInerney as they try to exit D50. Squeezed a little one wide to Will Hayward. So 60 metres from the goal there defending. Hayward goes on the 45 back to Florent. What are his Red Zeds to date, Ethan?
Ollie Florent, leading ball winner, 5 clear of any other. That's disposal number 19.
That's a good one too. He finds the chest of McInerney. So McInerney, he'll want to go lateral, he does. Centre wing ball, Blakey! Oh, he was blindsided. Mason Wood got him. He was able to get a handball to Fox. Fox with an up and under ball, high ball, speculative ball towards half forward. Hickey in the van, gives it to McInerney, and he's caught in a good tackle. And ball out of play. Forward 50 for the Swans, northern end of the ground. They lead at 34, St Kilda 26 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So a minute to go in the half here, an 8-point lead with the Sydney Swans, and they've got a boundary throw in on their half-forward line here, Sydney. Hickey doing the ruck work. Papley was rushing through without football. McInerney taken to the ground, picked up by Sinclair. Handball there to Marshall. Marshall over the top, looking out wide and found Crouch. Crouch goes there and gives it off to Windhager. Back to Crouch. Now Crouch's ball is high. Blakey, good mark. He took him on and played on. And a free kick will go, pushing the back, go Sydney's way to Francis. So Francis at a half back with 30 seconds remaining in the game. Plays on, got himself into a little bit of a corner and finds an opportunity with Blakey now. Blakey, proppy today. High footy. Hickey flew without really going for the footy. Should have been a free kick, but the umpire says play on. Franklin's handball comes in here. Opportunity for McInerney. McInerney has a shot at goal. Very, very deep ball. And Rampy, or Goulden it was, trying to keep it alive and through for a rushed behind. So Johnny Longmire has seen enough. 5-5-35 to St Kilda 4-2-26.
So almost at half-time. Saints will bring it back into play. Stocker lines it up. There's the circuit breaker for the first half. An entertaining second term. 8 goals kicked for the quarter. And the Sydney kicked 5 to St Kilda's 3. The home side by 9 points at the half. They lead at 5-5-35. St Kilda, they're 4-2-26 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. We'll pull it apart for you after this short break for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with Australia's biggest range of downlights. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
This is Triple M's awesome 80s Friday. Not to be missed.
It's a nice day for a white wedding.
All you need is a cassette and a pencil. For only $9.99. We'll see you tomorrow.
We go to great lengths to achieve high quality in our cassettes.
For Triple M's awesome 80s cassette compilations.
They're back. Spicy Chicken McNuggets with a crispy, mouth-wateringly spicy coating. Get them before they're gone. Again. Order Spicy Chicken McNuggets at Macca's today. Available for a limited time.
G'day, Howie here. Want sports talk that's on point? Well, grab the Footy Talk podcast every day for the AFL opinions that matter.
I'm going to drop the F word here. Go. Flag pies.
Grab Sports Bazaar with Mick Malloy for a truly weird and wild ride.
I can't keep up.
Or grab my podcast, The Howie Games, for chats with sporting legends like James Hird.
Those dark moments, as long as you're keeping on moving, you're not going backwards.
Lift your game with Listener. Download the app and search Sport to listen.
Listener.
Here at ABS, we're the car service experts. We specialise in services from brakes and tyres to clutch and transmission and look after all your servicing and repair needs. Book online today or call 13 22 70 to speak with one of our helpful team members. ABS, your automotive specialist.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. Professional tilers, upgrade your tile machines and tools at National Tiles before June 30 and get an instant 100% tax deduction. That's right. Professional tilers, upgrade your tile machines and tools at National Tiles before June 30 and get an instant 100% tax deduction. So start the new financial year with your all-new tools from National Tiles with a 100% tax deduction before June 30. So rush into National Tiles now and save. Conditions apply.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic, rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Over 18s only. Drink responsibly. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit.
So if you're a tradie thinking about a new work vehicle, then you better act fast. End of financial year is almost here, which means your time is almost up to take advantage of instant asset write-off. And look, there's no better way to sort your new car than by using Car Clarity. They're the experts when it comes to instant asset write-off. You don't want to regret missing out on this deal from the government. It ends June 30, so take advantage, claim up to 64 grand, and head into the new financial year on a set of reliable wheels. Car Clarity. Car finance, easy as.
My name's Karen, I'm a wish kid.
Kaya is one of over 950 critically ill children waiting for a wish. Kaya's wish is to spend time with animals at the zoo.
Because I love bunnies and tigers and lions and giraffes.
But for wishes to come true, Wish Kids need stars like you. That's why the Hungry Jack's crew are supporting Make-A-Wish this Wishmaker month. Help make wishes come true by purchasing a Wishmaker star at Hungry Jack's today.
Thank you, Wishmaker!
Shut up. The foot is on the radio.
Triple M rocks footy. This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
Half-time at the SCG for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Sydney by 9 points over St Kilda, 5-5-35 to St Kilda, 4-2-26. What was the cricket score, Rock, when you had a bit of a look? Did you have a bit of a look? Or Heath, have you got the current cricket score on day 2, session 1?
Yes, I've got the live score in front of me. Australia 5 for 376. Travis Head, the best batsman since Gilchrist, according to Tom Rockcliffe, out for 163. He was caught behind. Steve Smith still not out, 119 not out, so he has brought up his century at the crease with Alex Carey at the moment.
The Red Z Lenders, you might as well continue on with what's happened in this game. Sydney by 9 points over St Kilda at half-time.
Yeah, numbers a lot better for Sydney in that term after their first scoreless first quarter in 26 years, of course. They had a run there where they had 14 of 15 inside 50s for the game. They were plus 16 contested ball in that quarter. It's a huge number for the Swans. And of course, kicked 5 goals to 3. Leading players on the ground, Ollie Florent, 19 disposals, nearly 500 metres gained. Number 1 ranked player for the Swans. McInerney, 15. Rowbottom, 14 with 6 clearances. Big game from him so far for St Kilda. Brad Crouch, 16 touches. Sinclair, 14. Cal Wilkie, number 1 ranked player for the Saints, 14 disposals, already the 8 intercepts.
This is the half-time break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade. Just while we've got you there too, Heath, with the choice hotels around the ground. So Triple M footy continues tomorrow. Friday night football, of course, then into the weekend.
Yeah, huge 50-50 game tomorrow, you'd say. Western Bulldogs need a win. They take on Port Adelaide, who, of course, are on their all-time greatest winning streak, Rock, 9 in a row. Big win they had last week against the Hawks, of course. Hawks play Brisbane on Saturday, Arvo. Adelaide, West Coast, Fremantle, Richmond, the Saturday lineup. North Melbourne, GWS Sunday. King's Birthday Eve, Carlton v Essendon. That's a big clash. And then King's Birthday, of course, Melbourne first on the ladder, Collingwood first. Big freeze game as well.
All right, Tom Rockcliffe with us here at half-time for Seabus Super. How have you seen the game with a 9-point advantage in Sydney's favour?
Yeah, we just won't talk about the first quarter. We'll just put that one and put it deep in the archives and never talk about that again. That was the worst first quarter of footy I think most of us have witnessed. But once the game got a bit of flow about it, St Kilda looked like they had a bit of momentum, but Sydney were able to win their fair share of footy, particularly around the contest and clearances. That's where they started to get their game going. Then they got the repeat inside 50 entries and hit the scoreboard, and it came off a little bit of their stoppage, but also their ball movement. Once they got to the corridor, their defenders weren't afraid to take on the long kick deep inside 50. Once they got about halfway the middle of the ground, they went really deep, hit the last line. Ball came to ground, and then the Trash Panda just started to do what he does best, started to clean up and just finish really well. But it looked like the game was starting to get away from St Kilda, but to their credit, and that's what they've done most of the year, they've stayed in games and they defend so well. They found a way to wrestle a little bit of momentum back off a couple of centre square bounce wins, and then just started to get a bit of momentum. Then their pressure really lifted in the last sort of 10 minutes of that quarter, and that's what got them back into that game. And we've got a really good contest and a good game of footy now here on Thursday night.
That's the voice of Tom Rockcliffe on Triple M Football. The Amy Clangers, who covers Clangers on and off the field, Amy does, came in the second quarter at the 20-minute mark, Tom. Deep ball, Franklin! Over the top, couldn't quite get on the end of it. Trying to bash through there was Gordon. Got the little handball off here to Hill of St Kilda. So the Saints out of trouble. And that is a shocking kick. Absolutely shocking kick by Steele, the skipper, and out of bounds on a full go Campbell's way. He's been out of sorts tonight. He just doesn't look right to me. Been a few other clangers in the game so far, most of them up here in the box, but we'll leave those for another day.
I didn't realise you were so precious, Brian.
No, I'm not.
We got told what it was going to be, and you got a bit stinky about it, and they had to change it.
Well, that'd be like me saying to you, you're a shit footballer.
Well, I was.
Well,
I was a very good scrapper at best.
You're an All-Australian, 200 gamer.
It's not a shit caller if you make a mistake. We all make mistakes in life. They could have replayed the first quarter, in all fairness.
It wasn't one. It was half a dozen, to be honest there, Tom. So it's a 9-point Sydney lead here at half-time. 5-5-35, St Kilda 4-2-26 from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks half-time football.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Danny Frawley was a legend of the game of footy, but he was just as much a legend off the field for his mental health advocacy. No doubt about it. And that's why Spud's Lunch is back again, Friday the 16th of June at Centrepiece Melbourne Park. Celebrate Spud's legacy and hear from keynote speakers like his great mates, Gary Lyon, Jason Dunstall, Damien Barrett, just to name a few. Funds raised will support the very worthy mental fitness programs housed at the Danny Frawley Centre. For more information, it's simple. Just search Spud's Lunch 2023.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. It has Marty Sheargold.
Firstly, hello.
A man who knows what he loves.
I love footy. I love biscuits. I love a cocktail Frankfurt. I love camping. Yeah. Haven't done it for a long time because no one else in the family wants to do it with me.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. It's a show for grown-ups.
I mean, it's not as dramatic as it sounds.
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. 6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
Surely I'm all right to drive. Yeah. Only had, what, a few? Not enough to put me over. Oh, what?
Evening, driver. One long breath, please.
If you've been drinking, don't drive. Chances are you will be caught. A message from the TAC. Drive safely for everyone.
Melbourne's best buys.
Tradies, if you want mega deals this tax time, you need AEG. With over 2 million of bonuses up for grabs, don't miss the AEG Power Tools Mega Bonus event. Available at Bunnings and Toolkit Depot.
Best buys.
Prepare to be moved by the all-new 2.5-litre Nissan X-Trail. Crown the 2023 Drive Car of the Year Best Medium SUV. Contact your local Nissan dealer today.
It might sound like I'm struggling to get the Johnson twins to sleep, but in my mind, I'm discovering their breathtaking Northern Territory.
Rather chase new adventures? Do it with the Territory Sale, on now at jetstar.com. Fly from Melbourne Tullamarine to Uluru Airs Rock from just $89. Don't wait, sale ends midnight Eastern Standard Time 11th June unless sold out prior. One way excludes checked baggage, selected travel dates and conditions apply. Jetstar, all day, every day, low fares.
We are gathered here today to mourn the passing of Instant Asset Write-Off. Yes, Instant Asset Write-Off was loved by tradies across the country, allowing them to immediately claim the tax back on work vehicles.
Hold the funeral! You've actually got till June 30 to take advantage of Instant Asset Write-Off. It's not dead yet.
And who are you?
Oh, I'm from Car Clarity. We're the experts in car finance and Instant Asset Write-Off. Head to Car Clarity to find out more.
Very good.
Get a read on massive winter savings with the Herald Sun. Act right now and get unlimited digital access for just $1 a week for the first 12 weeks. Minimum cost $4. Hurry, subscribe today. Search Herald Sun offer. T's and C's apply.
Dan Murphy's June catalogue is out now, with great value bundle offers like 6 bottles of wine for only $60 from a selection of red, whites and Prosecco. T's and C's apply. Offers end Wednesday, June 14. Choose to drink wise. Dan Murphy's.
Oh, the Blind Factory! They say that imitation
Fred,
is
why does radio advertising work so well for the Blind Factory?
I think it's about trust. You know, the station has a lot of trust with the listeners and obviously they're telling on air. And that extends to us as advertisers.
Your ads are pretty hard to miss.
The recall is off the charts.
Luckily the song is too. Discover the unlimited ways to make your brand a household name at commercialradio.com.au. Radio. Unlimited.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
The sparkling night in Sydney, half-time, the main break. And the Swans by 9 points. 5-5-35 Sydney, 4-2-26 St Kilda. The Oz Kickers just doing their thing on a beautiful evening in Sydney. Well, the game started in a nightmare fashion. 1 goal kicked in the first term, but then it came alive with 8 goals kicked, in that second term, which would see Sydney leading it by 9 points. Tommy Rockcliffe with me. Tommy, the most pleasing thing from a St Kilda point of view, they were challenged
Sydney kicked 5 in a row, yet they fought back. They found a little bit of resilience late in that second term.
Yeah, they certainly did. They found a way to just get back into the game where it started to look like it was going to slip away from them. But a bit of halftime entertainment out there at the moment. There's a few drag queens on the far side. We've lost Brian. They've dragged him up on stage, I think, for the halftime entertainment over there with
dancing shoes.
Celebrating Pride round. He's up there having a bit of a dance at the moment on the far side of the ground. So hopefully he comes back for the second half. But yeah, absolutely outstanding then from St Kilda, their ability to find a way to get back in that contest where it looked like it was going to get away from them.
Little sneaky little smile on his face too as he left, I noticed. This is the halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10, covering all things boundary side for us this evening. Emma Freedman for Bob James T-Mart.
Geez, he looked good as well, didn't he? He's got those moves down, Pat. One of the other features of halftime, of course, the AFL Oz kickers, and you see the mums and dads down in the boundary, getting the phones out to take photos of the little ones making their debut on the SCG under the lights for the first time. And unfortunately for one parent, she was standing there while her little girl stood in between the goalposts and had a spew. So she's obviously had a bit of a bug, the poor little girl, but said, nah, I'm right. She's still on the ground, actually. You can see her. Someone's trying to drag her off the ground in the white coat now, but she's had a spew on the ground and being only taken off now, kicking and screaming.
Wow. Nothing better than a little Chris Mew to finish things off. Thank you, Emma. We'll get back to you shortly for Bob Jane T-Marts. And following Twinkle Toes Brian doing his thing on the outer side of the ground. Choice Hotels, Eith, around the grounds. What's happening in the cricket?
Yes, Australia 5 for 382, of course. World Test Championship final, Australia via India. So Australia right in the box seat there. Travis Head was the story. Greatest cricketer since Adam Gilchrist. He made 163, runner ball century for him. Steve Smith, 120 not out right now. That's Test century number 31 for him. Only Steve Waugh and Ricky Ponting ahead of him for Australians. Just keeps making runs in England. Scary thought for Ben Stokes and all of the crew ahead of the Ashes. A bit of trav ball as well was fantastic to watch. Alex Carey at the crease as well. Cameron Green was out cheaply. He was out for 6 as well.
Nice work. Ethan Meldrum with us this evening alongside Tommy Rockcliffe. Don't forget McDonald's. The McFeast is back. You can't keep a legend out of the lineup. And don't forget, for all those grey-haired nomads go around there, Titanium Caravans. You want to go anywhere? You'll need Australia's toughest off-road caravan. Titanium Caravans are purpose-built to tackle Australia's uncompromising conditions. And they even have everything you need to stay off-grid or off-road for longer. Now, look no further than a Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au. Set it up for us, Rocky. Second half, Sydney are back on the ground. St Kilda are about to enter the fray. What's going to happen in the second half?
Yeah, I think Sydney will start to really stamp their authority in this second half. We've seen them start to get a bit of momentum, particularly around those clearances. Their stoppage work, they've been so good in that area for a number of years now. They're renowned for that, their contested footy and their stoppage work. And I think they'll get on top around that and then start to play off that. Ollie Florin across halfback as well. He's been the real spark in that second quarter for them to get going. So I'd imagine Sydney will just start to extend their lead a little bit and be comfortable winners in this game. But to St Kilda's credit, that they've been up and about and hung around in every game this year. There's only really had that one game where the Crows blew them away in the first quarter over there in Adelaide that really got away from them. So they're going to try and manoeuvre a few things. I think they need to change a few things around those stoppages and their pressure game. If they can bring that pressure that they had, particularly towards the back half of that second quarter, that's what got them back into that game. So I think it'll be a really good contest either way, but I'm leaning towards Sydney, just the way they played that second quarter.
Are you happy with the Papley going into the middle at times with Heaney, with Parker and Mills missing for the Swans?
Yeah, I think they have to pinch hit through there, and it's a good way to get yourself into the game as well when you spend so much of your time forward, and particularly the first quarter where there was no score at all for Sydney. So it's a good way to find the footy, get yourself going, a bit of confidence, and then the ability then to impact the scoreboard when you go forward.
And we've seen Rossi Lyon from time to time this year put Jack Sinclair into the guts to get a spark for them. Can you see that happening?
I think they're going to have to try something. So Sinclair's probably the one that can go in there. We spoke about it a fair bit in that first half. Jack Steele just looks out of sorts a little bit. We know he's had the shoulder, the knee looks heavily strapped tonight. He's not in and under like we've seen him throughout his whole career. So they need to try something different around that, and it might be a Sinclair through the middle of the ground.
Speaking of strapping on the lower limb, it was Nick Blakey. He looked a little lame early in that first term, and it continued through the second.
Yeah, he wasn't moving the best, but even now when he's walking out of his position, he looks like he's very stiff in his back. He looks like he can barely walk, but I don't know whether he's playing up a little bit, because every time the ball's in the area, he seems to be moving at full speed. But just watching him walk back here to his position, he looks very ginger.
Bob Jane, Team Arts. Emma, what's going on down there at ground level? We're about to get underway.
I really enjoyed your performance with the Sydney Swans drag queen, BT. It was sensational. Everyone just lining up. You're right, though. Nick Blakey looking still very proppy walking out there. In terms of the crowd getting a little bit more fired up with all of these pride anthems that we're hearing at the moment.
Got something for us on the weekend? Anything out of Brisbane that we can fancy over the weekend?
Oh, give me some time. I'll find you something at odds, BT.
Okay,
Hook and a tease for the
By
end
the
of
way,
the show.
are you going to Brisbane?
Absolutely, I'm going up there.
Up there with the team.
It's going to be sensational.
What happens up there when the race team gets away?
What happens up there stays up there, BT.
Very nice. Emma Freedman on the boundary down there for Bob Jane Team Us. Tom Rockcliffe up here in the box with Brad Seymour. And we're ready to go. Second half of football underway. Anybody's game. Heard you talk about Papley in the middle, and here he is trying to take that one away. Not successful, though. And St Kilda just look like they've come with a little bit of feistiness about them in this second half already. You can tell. Steele peeled off the handball out wide. Comes to Filippo. A straightening, long, deep ball here. Up they fly. No winner in the air. Off hands Butler around the corner. Finds King. And King's marked it on the edge of the goal square. Will he be given a shot directly in front? Yes, he will.
He got the 50-metre penalty, I think, Brian.
Yes, I think he did. What was the 50 penalty for?
I think he got tackled after he took the mark.
So the man on the mark stands on the goal line as a result of that 50, which was a 1 metre penalty, if you know what I mean. King comes in and he kicks the goal. He gets his second. That's 3 in a row for the Saints now, and that is the start they needed. They draw within 3 points of Sydney on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, again, the stoppages are so important in this game. I think they're going to be really important the longer this game goes on, Ethan. Particularly the centre square bouncers. Spoke about it at length in that first half about winning them at the SCG.
Yeah, and Red Z Lending Stats, a man we've spoken about in the first half a lot, Jack Steele, 41st ranked player on the ground out of the 44 in that first half. Had the first and the third disposal of that chain leading to that goal.
Ethan Meldrum with us this evening. Triple M Red Z Lending Stats, Red Z Lending Loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com.
How are you going, Tommy? You're the only special comments man tonight. You're having to talk a bit more, and it's,
it's probably got the 3 votes up here in the box tonight.
Not as easy as it looks, is it, Tommy?
In the big smoke tonight, Tommy.
All right, well, you can be 1 every 3 comments.
For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M rocks. Thursday night footy, Rowbottom caught in a good tackle from Steele.
Had to carry you for most of the first half, Brian. It'd be nice to have you back in the second.
That is true.
Marshall taps it cleverly towards Hill. Cunningham in on top of him. We'll do it all again.
Tom, roll, excuse me.
So ball right beside the centre circles. Hickey v Marshall. Steele reaches it over Heaney to try and just tap it out. Sinclair, he was clean down low. Terrific. Hands, he goes to Wanganeen Millerer, and they work it out via hand again. Back to Sinclair. And a little worm burner to Philippou, and they can go at half forward.
Handball's off the left-footed Ross, who's running onto that left foot around the boundary line. A high penetrating ball inside 50. King got both hands on it. Has been paid the mark. A little dubious, some would say. And he's got a shot at goal from 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle, and he'll line up for his 3rd goal and 4th in a row for the Saints to hit the front.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay there. I think the umpires thought the Oz kickers were still out there. He didn't hold it for very long in the end, King. No real control about it either.
Got to disagree with you there, Tom Rockcliffe. I thought he had a really good piece of it. Then he comes from perhaps only 30 metres. 45-degree angle, we're right behind it. We'll know the moment off the boot, and he's sprayed it across the front. And a minor score only. So they draw within 2 points here, St Kilda, and they have come out with what appears to be a more aggressive attitude, I reckon, Tom.
Yeah, they certainly have. They're full of energy at the moment. It's off the back of their captain as well, as Ethan said. Jack Steele, he's been a part of everything. As we've seen him cut that ball off, big spoil into the crowd there. He's certainly lifted in this second half, albeit it's only been 3 or 4 minutes, but he's been the one that's ignited that for St Kilda.
The Triple M Seabass Super special comments. Seabass Super making hard work pay off. So Sydney, a slender lead of just 2 points. We await a throw in. Half forward for the Saints. Pushing forward was Seb Ross. He pushes it in front of Rowbottom and out of play. And we'll do it all again. about 60 out from St Kilda's goal. King with his second to start their second half. Cuts the margin to 2 points. Ball flicked back in. Hickey works his way to the front. Rowbottom straight and hard at the footy. Well done. He won it and gave it to Warner. Warner with a high up and under ball towards centre wing. Hayden McLean couldn't gobble it, and that's a good tackle from Crouch.
Oh, they're in and at him, the Saints here. No doubt about it at all. They are looking like a different outfit. Can they make that happen on the scoreboard, though? As Crouch goes wide and finds Battle, but he's in the middle of the ground.
Play on your own.
Battle short to Webster. Gets it into the hands of a better kicker.
Stand, Tom.
Knowing and understanding what your teammates are capable of. Here's Hill, probably their best kick in the back half. Webster's kick, a little low ball, but he's going to get hold of this. Wilkie tries to escape the tackle, had to get rid of the handball. Rowbottom able to pick it up and give it to Hayward. Hayward plays on immediately, they are, but the kick's going to be out of bounds on the full. It is. Papley was away, virtually no one between he and goal. And Webster with the free, kicks short and finds Hill in the back half for the Saints.
And the silky smooth Bradley Hill draws a crowd, gets hold of the 1-2. Wilkie does the team thing, squeezes one to Sinclair. And they worked it out well here. Seb Russell on his left side from the west to the east, and they've transferred cleverly to Wood. Wood just held up. He wants to go inboard. Fox makes hard work of it. Goulden comes and lends a hand. Marshall digs back in, goes back in for a second lick. And we'll have a stalemate and a ball up. Centre wing out of side. Sydney by 2 points. 5 minutes. Third term. Comes to Sinclair. Just squeezes one forward. Cunningham puts his snout over the footy and wins a free kick.
Advantage, Sydney.
Advantage, you heard the call from the umpire. Streaming through the middle is Warner. Deep penetrating ball. One-on-one with Franklin. Down there, did well to bring it to ground, Wilkie. The undersized Wilkie. The handball to Webster. And now Battle. Battle's kick's got to be spot on, and it's not. It's missed the target. Comes over the back to Steele. He recovers. Handball now. Caminiti. Got the handball to Butler, who's running backwards. Funny little kick while falling off balance to King, who was sort of half-hearted at it. Francis knocked it in favour of Rowbottom. Rowbottom's handball comes to Blakey. Blakey caught in the tackle by Butler, but took him forward. And it'll be a free kick for in the back.
Dangerous tackle.
Dangerous tackle.
Oh, there you go, let's listen.
I didn't fling him though. Rowan.
What did Butler say? I didn't what?
Didn't sling him though.
Didn't sling him. I thought he didn't either. I reckon players in a lot of cases are now, when they know they're to ground level, they're almost deliberately hitting their heads on the ground softly to draw a free.
Go limp, go a bit floppy.
Yeah.
So Sydney, couple of errors, but they've got the extra man to Rampion. Now Fox, centre wing broadcast side. Fox forced to kick it high up the line. They'll fly. No one can take the mark. Heaney, can he be clean below his knees? He is. Tries to spit it out towards Hayden McLean. Hayden McLean set upon from all angles. And we'll have a ball up. Forward 50 Randwick end for the Swans. They lead it by 2 points.
I reckon there's something in that, Tom, that when they get close to ground, they're saying, right, I know I'm going to hit the ground. We'll come back to it. Goulden now. High ball's one. And the mark will be taken easily by Mason Wood in the back half. And they're almost playing and milking the free kick.
Yeah, I think there's certainly an element of that, Brian. Players are very clever and they work out what the umpires look for in certain scenarios. And I think there's certainly an element of that that's crept in the game. We've seen a few reports off the back of it and a lot of players starting to get free kicks. That was a perfectly executed tackle for mine then, and unfortunately goes unrewarded, goes the other way.
But Owens from half-back kicks a high ball there. Wood couldn't mark it off. Hands it comes to Sheldrick. He sends it back to centre forward. Not a lot of Swans jumpers around here. Sinclair zigged and zagged. Eventually got the ball off, but they're in a little bit of trouble. Sinclair will get it back. Need to get rid of it. Just made contact with the boot. It dribbles along the ground. Heaney was able to tidy it up there. Goes out wide. McInerney was there, caught in the tackle by Ross. And a ball up on centre wing.
Good defensive work from the Saints there. Sydney sniffed an opportunity. So centre wing eastern side. In front of the Bill O'Reilly stand. Ball elevates. Hickey taps it down. Mason Wood. Heaney, good tackle on him. Crowd wanted ball. Not going to get it, or are they? No, they're not. Up runs in, hugs himself, says, give it to me, boys. They separate for just a moment. Ball goes skyward now. Hickey grabs it out of the air. Just tries to palm it into the path of Sheldrick. It comes off hands and goes out of play. 5-5-35 Sydney. 5-3-33 St Kilda. King with a couple. 2 to Franklin and 2 to Papley. All other singles thus far on Triple M Red Z lending stats. Ball comes back into play. Marshall did well to get it to the front. McInerney read it. He was caught in a good tackle. Sinclair's so strong, clever down low. A little worm burner forward, and Gresham has it at half forward.
Oh, Sinclair did that so very well. Now Battle gets the ball forward. Might have been Philippo, it was. The kick then there to King. He almost marked it while lying on the ground. Got the handball to Owens. Owens left foot snap at goal. Has got it. St Kilda have hit the front. 6-3-39 lead the Swans. 5-5-35 on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, very good ball movement there from St Kilda. They just shifted it fast, got the one-on-one deep inside 50. And King, he's been everywhere in that forward half for St Kilda. He's been the target a lot of times, but his ability just then to half the contest, he went to ground and then found a way to get back to his feet on the Harvey Norman replay and then find the handball receiver and a classy finish in the end.
Do you see or sense a move from Francis to Rampy to the danger man King, Tom?
They're probably talking about it in the coach's box at the moment. That one's a tricky one because it's a ground ball win, but he's certainly the target inside 50.
He's looming large. Tommy Rockcliffe with us. Seabass super special comments, making hard work pay off for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. St Kilda with a couple to start this second half. Sheldrick spits it out to Warner. Warner, a hurried kick forward, gets it inside forward 50. Haywood and Dougal Howard go at it hard. And ball hemmed in. We'll have a ball up 30 out from the Swans goal Randwick end.
Sydney with the centre bounce win, deep inside 50. We've seen Buddy go to the goal square now, so he's not playing that higher forward. He's playing the real deep forward now for Sydney.
A rare inside 50 in this quarter for Sydney. Sheldrick being completely outplayed here in the opening 5 or 10 minutes of this quarter. Need to get their noses happening. Malikan's kick was touched off the boot. Goes over the line out of bounds, so we'll throw it in. So Sydney get a chance to lock it in their forward end here. See if they can conjure up something from this play.
Tom, thank you.
Right on the 50-metre line. Hickey and Marshall. Marshall went looking for body. Patley went looking for ball, found it. Had to get rid of it. Higgins was taken forward in the tackle. No free kick. And falling into the back there will mean a Sydney free, I'd reckon. I think it's Goulden, is it? It is. And he's right on 49 metres out, the man on the mark. Goulden has ball in hand. And we'll go back, and this is a much-needed goal here for Sydney.
That's again, just smart technique, isn't it, Brian? Just go a little bit floppy, fall forward, make the player fall in your back.
Yep. So here he is. Should probably get the journey.
Play on.
Gets around, gets a bit of leverage. Beautiful left foot stroke. Oh, that's half goal post over the head of the goal umpire. Magnificent kick, putting Sydney back in front. They lead by 2 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. What a great goal from Goulden.
He's only a small man, 175 centimetres, but a long roost. Kicked that the best part of 55, halfway up the goalpost as well as it sailed through. So Sydney needed that response, though. They've been under pressure in the start of this third quarter. St Kilda have come out full of momentum and a shift, and it's been led by their captain, Jack Steele. He's been the one player that's gone after the Swans in the centre square bounces and around the ground, but a classy finish in the end. He was able to win that ball on the Harvey Norman replay just around the contest. He kept his fingernails under the footy and just allowed the St Kilda defender just to fall in his back, and a good finish.
Sydney by 2 points in the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. And Triple M Rocks Thursday night footy. Don't forget at Macca's, the McFeast is back. And can't keep a legend out of the lineup. Hickey elevates early, but Marshall probably won it to about 3 o'clock. Warner will swoop on it. Just hacks it towards Clark at half forward. His hands were clean. Cool in a crisis. Gave it to Goulden. Goulden goes deep towards Franklin. Ball at the back. Minor score to the Randwick end. Sydney by 3 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
The quick kick back into play leaves a 3-on-1 in favour of St Kilda. And here they go. Higgins and Crouch can share it as they come down the ground. They do with about 3 handballs. Crouch has been monitored and corralled though. Got the handball off in the nick of time. Comes to Mason Wood. High ball, big fly over the top from Campbell. Not completed. Might have been Francis. Picked up by Warner now. They live to fight another day. McInerney was pulled off the ball as he went to kick it, if you know what I mean. And now the ball in dispute. 60 metres out from St Kilda's goal. They'll be desperate to respond here. It is a lead of 3 points in favour of Sydney.
Middle stages, third term. Disputed ball. Marshall just tries to little toe poker forward. Cunningham should be first to get there. The Turvey Park boy round the body. High ball. Campbell sets himself, can't mark. And Hickey will see it out of play. In front of the main scoreboard here at the SCG. 6-6-42 Sydney. They lead it by 3 points, 6-3-39 the Saints.
This is where you really start to feel it off the week after a bye. When you've had it off about halfway through the third quarter, you really start to feel the pinch.
Tommy Rockcliffe with us this evening. The Seabus Super, Sheldrick, clever. Just pries the footy out to Warner. Warner's getting busy. High ball towards half forward is Errants. And it'll be out in the full. Dougal Howard will take the free kick at half back.
Thank you. Well, Howard, the period of the game here in this second quarter where neither side willing to take a risk. St Kilda full of steam. I reckon Sydney have just stemmed the bleeding somewhat from this quarter and now getting themselves back in action here. Through the middle comes Crouch. Neat little ball. They go forward out wide to Marshall. Marshall's kick inside is nice to Gresham. And Gresham will get a look at a set shot goal from about 35 metres out on a very slight angle.
One of the better passages of play there from St Kilda. Steele got out positive side of the contest, goal side, used his hands really well, but it feels like it's one of the first times they've had a lay down uncontested mark inside 50 all night for St Kilda, so much better passage of play from them.
So Gresham to put them back in front. A relatively simple kick. Not a lot of wind to speak of out there. Good ball conditions. Gresham, nice straight fluent run up. Drills it across the face. And a minor score. So it's 40 plays 42. Sydney's way. Just under 10 minutes remaining here in the third score. Heath, I don't know whether we can get up a score of the cricket. Plenty of cricket action, of course, coming from the Oval at the moment. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
Yes, Choice Hotels around the ground. Steve Smith has just been bowled for 121. So Australia's 6 for 389. Of course, Travis Head top scoring 163.
A 6 for 389. Just repeating that score. Disputable at half forward here for the Saints as Sydney try to work it out of defence. Hill was clean as he so often is. Creates the opportunity for Stocker. He'll have to release the footy. He's caught in a good tackle. Sydney hunting now. Spits out. Can it find the feet of Fox? It can't. Hill goes back in for another go. He's caught in a good tackle. Sheldrick clever. He'll give it to Fox. Fox sprints clear. A little low ball towards the pocket. Too wide. And out on the full for Sydney. Dougal Howard again will be able to repel for the Saints. So hemmed in the western side. The Randwick pocket.
And Howard now. Interesting Stocker with a couple of new cartoons on the back of his hamstrings, which look, I've got to say, well, pretty ordinary.
Not happy with them, Brian?
No, just the wrong spot. Battle. Who would have big, large tattoos on their hamstrings? It's a weird spot. But I guess you get them anywhere these days. They go over the line and out of bounds. Rock, you got a tattoo?
A couple, Brian.
Have you?
Yes.
What, old Navy-style tattoos, military style? Or what you got?
I've got a wizard on my bum that I got on a footy trip back in the day.
Oh, that would have been a big night, I'd imagine. Owens, I mean, how stupid's that? How pathetic that a human after a big night would get a tattoo on his bum. Heaney, long, deep ball goes over the line and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in deep in Sydney's attack zone. Yeah, where else?
Yeah, the other cheek is another one. Just
what, another footy trip?
Yeah, no, Baringa boys. So when we first moved up to Brisbane, a few of us lived together.
Got a lot of bogan about it. No doubt about that.
Boy from Benalla, Late McCowan, I found it was.
Yes, Late McCowan. That's right, it is too. I'd forgot it myself. Look at Papley's ball was smothered off the boot. They crack in. Free kick will go the way of Clark. Got him high, Wanganeen Millerer. And Clark will have a shot from 35 metres out, almost directly in front.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay there, just off the stoppage. They were sitting that first line of defence for St Kilda coming out. Just ground level footy. He definitely caught one across the shoulder. So they've started to wrestle a little bit of momentum back here, Sydney. It feels like the footy started to live in their half a little bit. So they need to get a bit of reward, give themselves a little bit of breathing space heading towards three-quarter time.
Clark would love to get hold of this. A kick of some 35 metres, basically directly in front. Kick is solid, perfect goal. No problems at all from Clark. So the Swans respond with 2 of their own to lead it by 8 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, Red Z leading stats, 7 of the last inside 50s to the Swans, as you were saying, Rob. Starting to get a little bit of territory. That was as well Sydney's 3rd goal from a forward 50 stoppage. AFL average, you normally score only about a goal a game from that source. Swans already up to 3 in that regard. 3 of their 7 so far. Pretty important in a low-scoring game.
Well, Sydney by 8. Bob Jane T-Mart, Emma Freedman.
Something had to give with the Lizard guys. Right boot off down to the rooms to have that right ankle looked at for Nick Blakey.
All over it, Emma Freedman. This end of financial year. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. So Sydney with a couple after the Saints opened the quarter with 2 of their own. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M, rocks footy. Sinclair to escape out of the middle. A high ball, round the body ball towards half forward. Owens waits underneath it, can't complete the mark. Front and square was Florent. He can advance to the western side of the ground. High ball, speculative ball, because Crouch read it best. And he marks it about 50. Just waits.
No chance for the journey from there, Crouch.
Take him about 3 kicks.
Yep.
He's a little bit agitated, so he has to kick it low and hard. He goes with a flat one towards the goal square, off hands. And out of play at the City end. We'll await a throw in. It's Sydney by 8 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Anything you can do, Rock, have a look, either coach, to manoeuvre this game in their direction. Tight game, 8-point lead, Sydney at the moment. Marty's getting ready to come on. We're not sure whether that's because of Blakey going down to the rooms. Will he give it another crack? And an opportunity for Fox. Couldn't hold the ball. Higgins, little handball, squirted it out. Steal for St Kilda over the top of the shoulder. A very, very high ball, and Sydney punched it over the line out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in very deep in the St Kilda lineup. Ross Lyon looking a little nervous in the St Kilda coaching box on the Harvey Norman screen there. 7 minutes remaining in the third. Dean Cox, John Longmire and Don Pike in the other box likewise. Boundary throw in, doing the ruck work over the top was Caminiti. Ball shoots out the front of the contest to Steele. Tommy reckons it's him that's got them back in the hunt here. Picked up by Rowbottom, spun out of the tackle, got the handball off to Sheldrick. He dribbles it along the ground, that has to be deliberate and will be a free going St Kilda's way at half forward.
The man with the good looking stickers, Liam Stocker, will take the free kick. To send St Kilda back into attack. High ball to the hot spot. They fly, set themselves. Owens can't mark. Caminiti at the front. Little handball to Gresham. He gave it straight to Campbell. And the Swans can repel for just a moment. High ball towards the outer side. And Hayden McLean comes hard and strong late to get the fist to the footy and get it out of play. Sydney 7-6. They lead St Kilda 6-4. Bob Jane T-Marts, Emma Freedman.
Joel Amati now has the jumper on ready to go, so he will be subbed into this game for the Sydney Swans. It looks like Nick Blakey will take no further part.
All over it, Em. Well done down there. Thank you very much. Clark here as well, little one. Sinclair just wondering what tattoo that Tom will get. Every time he leaves the state, he seems to get a tattoo. So he's up here in New South Wales. You never know. I don't know how he finds the tattoo shops, but he does. Campbell, little handball back to Rampy. Rampy on his left, gave it to Cunningham, who's always under pressure. What's it going to be, Tom? Love, hate on the knuckles? What's next for you?
Will you come to the parlour with me after the game tonight? Maybe we can get one.
Rowan?
Yeah.
Share one. Little.
I have four boys, and I'm very happy that I've been able to convince all 4 not to have any. Even though I think one of them's got a couple. Knocked down here, he just hasn't come clean with me yet. I think Mum knows. Campbell on the left stroker. A bursting ball to half forward. An opportunity for Dougal Howard, who's been quite good. And look at that, a deliberate professional fumble over the boundary to disguise it. And it was well done, and we'll have a boundary throw in half forward for Sydney. They lead by 8 points.
You asked before, Brian, if I was in the coach's box of either team, what I'd do. I would take the game on. I'd be more aggressive with my ball movement. I've been banging on about it all night. But this ground, you can score heavily and score fast. Take on the corridor at all opportunities. Get your half back, start to run off, be aggressive, because both teams normally play that way, but they're set up so well defensively, both teams, that I think even if you make a mistake taking the corridor on,
but to do that,
to cover.
How important is it to get into the right person's hands that you know is 1 or or the second best kicker in their team.
Yeah, you want it in your good distributors' hands, but most of these players can hit targets, can't they, Brian?
Not all of them.
Sydney by 8. They press it forward. Fox comes one way. Dougal Howard the other. Rowbottom's in there ferreting around, trying to prize it out to Papley. He's clever. He's cool in a crisis. He's hemmed in. Chipping wide to Braden Campbell. And this young boy can go the distance from 55. So he'll settle over this, puts the mouth guard up the strides, and points to the sticks at the Randwick end. Highly skilled individual is Braden Campbell. So Amati enters the pitch. Campbell with the footy, called to play on. 55 from home, thumps it towards the goals at the Randwick end. And it is a minor score for the Swans. They have their noses in front by 9 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
4 3/4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. And Kilda in their back end. Wilkie with footy in hand. Elects for the conservative kick out very wide to Marshall. He got clobbered. Sheldrick got the handball off to Wicks. He was dispossessed. Picked up by Crouch. Gave the handball off here to the Saints as they explore at half-back. Beautiful roving ball here from that man, Burns. That spills to ground with a nice tackle. Sydney lock it in. Mason Wood has been tackled there on that occasion by Wicks. He gets the congratulations of teammates in forcing the ball up. So still inside Sydney's attacking 50 here.
Rowan, Hayden.
Umpire says, where are the ruckmen? And he finds both of them, McLean and Marshall. Knocked down to James Rowbottom. High ball from the St Kev's boy. Up he flies and almost a battle mark and through for a behind. So 50 plays 40. A 10-point lead now for Sydney over the Saints.
Red Z leading stats. James Rowbottom, that was disposal number 20. Clearance number 9. Equal career high for him already in this game.
And getting busy. These two captains in Parker and Mills missing. Triple M Red Z leading stats. Loans for the self-employed. R-E-D-Z-E-D. So the Saints adventure to the western side, and it's an errant kick, allows in Warner. Warner swoops on it, a little inboard handball. Firing the footy is Wicks. Starting to wind up there, and he misfires. Sydney by 11 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Take on the corridor, but not when someone's standing up their backside. It was a strange ball. It went about 10 metres. The St Kilda defender coming out. He went for the corridor, but there was a Sydney player standing right behind him. It's like he didn't see him there.
Wanganeen Millera will kick the ball in from fullback. He elects the outer side of the ground with a long ball. Just seems they've gone back in their shell a little bit here, the Saints. Sheldrick trying to work it out of there. Picked up by Mason Wood. He just clobbers it to a genuine one-on-one just forward to the wing. It was Gresham there and Melican. Gresham tries to sock it out of the hands there of Rampy. It eventually spills out to Steele. Rowbottom was able to knock the ball away, pick it up cleanly. Does James Rowbottom. The handball to his mate in Campbell. Campbell on centre wing exploring the forward 50. Wilkie in front. Got absolutely nicked up there by Franklin. Ball goes over the line out of bounds. We'll have the boundary throw in deep in Sydney's forward attacking zone.
The Sydney pressing here. Scoring in one behinds. They've kicked the last 4 behinds. 27 minutes gone. The third term. 11 points to the good of the home side. Ball spins back into play. Crouch leaves it behind. Sinclair ferrets over the footy. Trying to prize it out was Marshall. And Fox wraps him up in a good tackle. And we'll have a ball up forward 50. Randwick end of the ground. Eastern side here at the SCG. Sparkling night for footy. Sinclair. Warner wraps him up in a good tackle. Bob Jane T-Mart, Emma Freedman.
Yeah, Dane Rampy, you can see there near the centre of the ground, signalling that he wants to come off. He's injured himself slightly, so looking for some medical attention.
Good pick-up, Em. All over it down there. Campbell, speaking of good pickups, hoists the ball long after a good pick-up out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, Braden Campbell, last 10 minutes of this game, he's had 7 disposals. That's 6 inside 50s in a row now for the Swans as well.
So those, what sort of stats would be flashing in front of the coaches down there, do you reckon, in the boxes coming up red?
I would say for St Kilda, the repeat inside 50s here, and probably for Sydney, just their inefficiency to hit the scoreboard accurately going inside 50 at the moment, find that target, the lay down. I'd like to see Amati actually go to the goal square and Franklin go up the ground a little bit.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Boundary throw in. The back it comes. Picked up by Warner. Took Sinclair on. Got boot on ball. Howard's got to get back. Franklin's the meat in the sandwich. He wanted a free. He's asking the umpire, and the umpire says, easy down, buddy, through for a rush behind. So they're doing it in behinds at the moment, Sydney. They lead by 2 goals with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So Stocker waltzes away and advances to the eastern side. High ball. Marshall sets himself. Did he pull it in? Yes, he did.
Stand.
You heard it on the umpire's effects, Mike. Mark a stand. So Marshall now called the play on at half-back. Just goes with a little low ball. Was that 15? I'm not sure. Stocker, he wants to change direction.
Old fat boy.
And it has to be pinpointed. It is. Wanganeen Malera. He's got Wilkie cruising past. Driving ball towards centre wing. Holding on, I think it is. And the free kick will go to Burns just forward to centre wing western side.
Right in front of the interchange area here for St Kilda. Gets a bit of advice off the bench, in fact, where to kick this footy. So Burns now goes right on the head of King. Doesn't allow him to run and jump at it. Stuck it on his head. You've got to stick it to one side so he can go at it, young man. Little opportunity here for Sydney to get it out of defence. They do. Might come back. Wicks has got a difficult ball to control. He did well in getting it in Rampy's direction. He fell over himself, did Dane Rampy. Now an opportunity for Burns, a second go at it. Ball and handball comes out. An opportunity for St Kilda once again. It was Windhager. Just got boot to ball. Got it in there to Burns. Burns goes inside 50. High footy here for the Saints. Can they do anything about it? Big hanger attempt from King. Not paid. Rampy looks like he is absolutely shot at the moment. Higgins got the kick away and the mark has been taken by Butler.
Rampy's been cramping for the last 5 minutes. Unfortunately, the ball just followed him. He wanted to come off for a rest and it just kept falling back into his lap, and he's making his way to the boundary line now, but quite humorous there. Trying to watch him try and get rid of that cramp for a period of time.
Now you've got to start in your line.
Dan Butler.
Now you've got to start there. If the siren goes, then you can go back. You've got to start on your line. Yep.
No, he doesn't have to start on his mark, does he?
Talking about if the siren goes.
Kick around the corner, and that's a goal. Butler kicks a magnificent goal. He did it with a minimum of fuss. 7:10:52 Sydney, 7:4:46 St Kilda on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, Sydney will be disappointed with that. Dominated the last 10 or 15 minutes of this game and unfortunately couldn't get the goal that they wanted. I think they did in points in the end, but St Kilda go forward for once and hit the scoreboard with a 6-pointer.
I want to take you up on the umpire's decision. So he's 35 metres out. He goes to kick around the corner. The umpire says you must start straight in line with the man on the mark. Why is it that you have to do that in the field of play, but when you're on the boundary line, you can start a couple of metres negative side of the mark and end up on the positive side? You know what I mean?
It's only after the siren he was telling him that you have to start in line. Everywhere you have to start in line with the man on the mark and line to goal, and then you can come out. But if the siren went, he would be able to walk back and then kick the footy from in line.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water.
A very unsure
Triple M Rocks footy
there on that one.
Very accurate.
Back in the middle, Sydney to go forward. Siren sounds. An entertaining third term. Saints kick 3, Sydney just the 2. But the home side will take a slender 6-point lead into the last break. 7:10:52 Sydney. They lead the Saints to 7:4:46 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks football.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks footy.
the McFeast is back. You can't keep a legend out of the lineup.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Everyone in footy is bulking up for winter,
Starting to flex the muscles.
including Triple M's Friday Huddle.
I started at 73.5. Chief, I've spent 2 months including every bit of food I could eat in.
Protein powders.
Everything. Extra food, I'm at 77 kilos.
Career high.
If you're a kilo over 62, I'll go here.
Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 6 for the Western Bulldogs in Port Adelaide. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy.
Macca's OG McSpicy. Juicy chicken covered in a crispy, mouth-wateringly spicy coating. It's the McSpicy that started it all. Order at Macca's today. Available after 10:30am.
Unlock exclusive value like flight savings and Qantas points on expenses when you join Qantas Business Rewards free by July 31. Plus, you could win a year's worth of flights for your business valued at $100,000. Search Qantas Business Rewards. T's and C's apply.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. Professional tilers, upgrade your tile machines and tools at National Tiles before June 30 and get an instant 100% tax deduction. That's right. Professional tilers, upgrade your tile machines and tools at National Tiles before June 30 and get an instant 100% tax deduction. So start the new financial year with your all-new tools from National Tiles with a 100% tax deduction before June 30. So rush into National Tiles now and save. Conditions apply.
Life can take a toll on your teeth from the sugars.
Dr. Harry, can I drill you about your marketing?
Sure.
So how do you measure the success of your radio advertising?
Oh, hits to the website, the appointments that we see.
Why do you think radio works best for you guys?
It just makes all of our other marketing channels work better.
I've never had braces.
Yeah, well, I can see that.
Ouch. Discover the unlimited ways radio can supercharge your other marketing at commercialradio.com.au. Radio. Unlimited.
Vodafone's end of financial year sale is now on. Save up to $965 on the Samsung Galaxy S23 series when you trade in an eligible device and stay connected to a selected plan over 12, 24 or 36 months. Plus, get a bonus Galaxy Watch 5 valued at $649 so you can stay connected like never before with the power of Samsung. Make your move and save with Vodafone today. Savings based on eligible Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra 512GB plus bonus credit ends 15/6 powered by Azure and TNC apply.
The David Jones clearance event is now on. Take 50% off the SRRP of mattresses by Sealy Posturepedic and Sleepmaker, plus receive complimentary delivery. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply.
David Jones.
Balancing life's moments can be tricky. So why not have one less thing to worry about? Like choosing the right super fund. Hey, that's us. Care Super has been awarded Super Ratings My Super of the Year for 2023. So you know you're on to a winner. We care today to make your tomorrow super. Find out more at caresuper.com.au. This is general advice. Past performance is not an indicator of future performance. Read the appropriate TMD and PDS on our website and consider your personal circumstances.
At Officeworks, absolutely everything could be tax deductible. Over 40,000 products from stationery to tech. So head to Officeworks and stock up before June 30 to claim everything you can.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with their new range of standard to premium switches. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks football. Got 1 quarter of football to go to get this done between the Saints and the Swans. At 3/4 time, it is a 6-point lead. They led by 9 at half time and 7. St Kilda by 7 at quarter time. 7:10:52 Sydney leading St Kilda 7-4-46. Ethan Melbourne has all the Red Z lending stats.
Yeah, a lot of numbers really in Sydney's favour at the moment. They're plus 23 contested ball, plus 13 clearances. The only thing they're doing is not doing, I should say, is converting in front of goal. Plus 6 behinds for the night. That's their lead. Leading players on the ground: Florent 23, Rowbottom 21 with 9 clearances, Brad Crouch 26, Sinclair 23, Wanganeen Miller, Wilkie and Steele all the 18 disposals.
Bob Jane T. Marts. Let's get down to Emma Friedman.
So we saw Nick Blakey subbed out of the game, BT, and we thought that was because of his proppy right ankle. Well, our man Jude Bolton has actually told the Channel 7 audience it's due to that HIA policy from that dangerous tackle from Dan Butler. So that's interesting because he did walk off the ground with his right boot off. Dane Rampy was worked on by the physio during that 3/4 time break. He's now completely glossed up by the physio and he made his way back out to the huddle, so he will take part in this 4th quarter. And then talking about tattoos,
yes.
I mean, the one on Rocky's bum sounds tremendously interesting, but Tom Hickey also has quite a few really unusual ones. He's got a boxer named Lou on one forearm and then a leopard and a heart with an arrow going through the both of them on one of his legs.
It all makes sense.
Doesn't it just?
Somehow. I don't know how. Rock, you can either talk about tats or you can talk about the game. What do you want to talk about?
We'll talk about the game. It's a pretty good game of footy out there, isn't it? It's both teams have had their patches of momentum, but they need whoever takes the game on the most in this last quarter is going to win this game of footy. They need to give their key forwards an opportunity. Kings being dominant down one end for St Kilda. Sydney have the opportunity now with Amadi out there and Buddy as well. We've noticed Buddy Franklin starting on the bench to start the last quarter in his 350th game. So they've both got weapons deep inside their 50. They've just got to give themselves an opportunity and a look.
The home side chasing their 5th win. The Saints, their 8th. So to begin round 13 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Good bounce to final term at the SCG. Going to spit out towards Crouch, centre wing. He's going to go back inboard to Gresham. Gresham round the body. Owens, good mark. In front of Milliken. He marks at half forward. He'll send this deep. A long penetrating ball will get right to the square. King elevates. Can't take the mark. Off the ground. Trying was Butler. Gets pushed out of the way. Disputed ball. Little off hands. And a little goal-saving touch from Papley, is it? And it's a minor score. Back to 5 points.
King hurt his knee here.
Yeah, he's grabbed his knee.
Yep, he has now. He's just come back, we know, from a shoulder. And just not sure about his knee. Gets out of the way here, so he can't be penalised. And maybe right to go. 52 plays 47 in favour of Sydney. Lloyd from full back. Trainers rush to King. Picked up by Gresham. King can't compete at all. Bounce through for a behind. And they'll need to get him off the ground if he can't compete. 48 plays 52 here, but he's said to the trainers, I'm right to go. Well, then you better start chasing, big man. Florent trying to go for that centre ball, and he did it really well to a sliding McLean. McLean not really the guy you want kicking the ball, so he just delivers it out sideways with a little feather kick. Finds Lloyd. Lloyd to Cunningham. Cunningham with a handball over the top to McInerney. McInerney with a little low ball wide, and Hickey may have touched it. It'll be out of bounds on the full as Max King looks like he's coming off down there, Em.
He is, and alongside looking like he might have hurt his knee, he looked really groggy as well, BT, so I don't know if he copped one to the head, but he was kind of stumbling around and then kind of decided to make his way off the ground, but he's getting looked at right now by the physio and the doctor.
Outstanding, Emma Freedman. For Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll keep an eye on the spearhead for St Kilda. So Wanganeen Miller at a free kick. Half-pack eastern side. Went with a spearing ball. It was good too. So marking the footy was Steele. Going to give it to Sinclair. They can go quickly now, the Saints. Up towards half forward. Owens can't mark. Mason Wood in the van. Leaves it behind. McInerney. And Melican will see it out of play. And will await a throw-in. So we can see on the bench, thanks to Harvey Norman replay, the doctor and the physio both talking with Max King.
No examination of the knee.
So ball comes back into play. Centre wing outer. Rowbottom with it. Can he get his foot to it? Just spits out. Florent goes off the ground. But straight into the waiting arms of Sinclair.
Sinclair takes the mark. Plays on with a low ball here. Comes to ground. Picked up there by Higgins. Find out the handball. He has another crack at it, wrapped up in the row-bottom tackle. He was careful with the slinging tackle then to lower him to the ground. It was Heaney affecting the tackle, in fact. Comes to Wanganeen Miller. High ball. Sydney have got the numbers. Out the back is Francis. Took a nice mark on the last line of defence, but at the moment, Rocky, St Kilda's forward line just looking a little disorganised.
Francis would be the most happy man out there on the ground with King being down there on the boundary line.
The home side by 4 points as they advance to the outer, and Marshall just reads it far better.
I reckon they should put Marshall down there for a short while.
So Wanganeen Miller has it now, right next to the logo eastern side. Transfers the footy to Webster. True centre half-back position. Saints attacking the Randwick end in this final term. He goes back to Whence it came, goes to Wanganeen Miller. He gets around Clark, goes with a little low one, and he's turned it over straight to Heaney. Heaney called the play on. He looks up, goes with a flat hard ball towards half forward. Webster did really well, 2 against 1. Comes back to Dougal Howard, and he can backtrack. And he's got Wilkie, the anchor man, in defence, and he squeezes one to Sinclair.
Sinclair at half-back, very, very wide, looking for Brad Hill. Hill's going to try that inboard ball with a magnificent slicing kick. Finds Crouch. Crouch right on the Toyota logo. Too slow and moving the footy. Crouch and going out wide with a horrible 9-9 wedgie side kick. It was a terrible kick. Owens made it look better than it was. He's taken the mark 55 metres out from goal. And a 50-metre penalty against Goulden. It's going to bring him within 2 metres of goal. Just when it looked like that St Kilda had nothing to kick to. Butler was the only big man back. Caminiti there as well. Owens will get a kick from 2 metres out directly in front and kick the goal and put St Kilda in front unbelievably. Early in the last quarter, St Kilda by 2 points on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
I put that goal down to the umpire. He actually called stand, and then he ran in and decided that he'd taken the mark a couple of metres behind. So they'll be disappointed with that, the Sydney Swans, because once the umpire calls stand, you can't really move, and then he's instructed him after he called stand to take the three metres back. So really disappointing result there from Sydney, and that goal sort of came out of nothing. We've seen them hit the corridor and crouch, then went long with a really nothing kick, but St Kilda draw first blood in this last quarter.
Down to you, Em. I think we've got another change, have we?
King's gone back on, which was unusual because he was being assessed quite pedantically from the doctor and the physio, and he does still look a bit groggy, to be honest. And at the same time, the sub in Cooper Sharman has taken the jumper off and is warming up. So gather some more intel.
Yeah, weird stuff.
Bob Jane T-Marts, Emma Freedman this evening as the Saints go forward again. They're pressing here. They lead it by 2 points. King can't mark. Down low, spits out to Higgins. Can he get his mitts to it? He can. Forward handball. Butler waits for it over the top. Sydney get back in numbers. Little handball to Cunningham. He has to release with a high ball. Is it going to come back? Clever mark, Hickey. The crowd wanted 50. There was hands in the back. He's not going to get it. They can release to the outer side for just a moment, the Swans. Penetrating ball, centre wing. No one can mark. Ball in the grass. Amati pushes up with strength. Gives it to Sheldrick. Sheldrick with a round the body ball towards halfward. Sinclair been important tonight. Little handball to Crouch, and they can clear via Stocker.
They get out of trouble here now. It's in the hands of Ross. Neat little ball here. Finds an opportunity for Wanganeen. Miller up. Oh. And another 50-metre penalty. This will bring him inside the 50, I think. And he will be able to kick the journey from here. Man on the mark's going to be at 45. So Wanganeen Miller will easily get the journey from here. No remonstrating at all from Sydney.
Mason. Yeah, Mason.
So Wanganeen Miller with the kick at goal. He has not kicked a goal this year. Spends a lot of time, in fact all of his time in the back end. St Kilda by 2 points. This a chance to make it 8. 45 metres out. Kick is perfect. St Kilda by 8 points. Wanganeen Miller kicks his first goal for the year and only his second career goal. And St Kilda lead by 8 points on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay there. He took the mark uncontested, and we've seen the Sydney player just come in from the side and slightly behind and sort of encroached on that 5 metre arc that he's got to run almost to take the mark. And I think he sort of just cut the corner a little bit to stand the mark. There wasn't a great deal in it. He wasn't looking to use the corridor at all, but to the letter of the law, the 50-metre penalty was there.
Red Set Lending stats, you can chalk a bit down to Jack Sinclair. Already the 6 disposals, 7 minutes into this quarter, up to 29. Number 1 ranked player on the ground, been involved in both of St Kilda's goals in this term.
Emma Freedman, Bob Jane T-Marts, Caminiti having a seat.
Yeah, he's in the back row on the bench there with the jacket on, and Cooper Sharman already on for the sub for St Kilda. I think while we were all watching what King was doing and what was going on with him, we've missed what's happened with Anthony, and we'll check out what's happened in his 9th game.
All right, 8 minutes, final term. The Saints by 8 points is back in the middle. Anyone's footy, anyone's game. Just Crouch, the last one to get up. Hands the footy back to the umpire. A lot of players round it. Holding, that'll go to Errol Goulden. The Bronx cheers come from the Sydney crowd. So Goulden now just behind the centre circles, driving ball towards half forward to the city end. They fly. Amati comes late. Clark has to just little handball out. Amati, Ross, great tackle. Dangerous tackle. Oh boy. Amati will take the free kick. He'll have to kick it 50 metres to the Paddington end.
It's been pinged with a dangerous tackle. Not sure what else he could have done.
He let one arm go and the other arm, and his head didn't even hit the ground. His head actually hit the footy on the way down, in between the ground. His head didn't hit the ground at all.
These finicky, pedantic little rule changes cause these issues in the game, and they continue to fiddle with it. So Amati now to the city end. He'll kick it from 50, leans back a little bit, sprays it wide. And it's a minor score to the Swans. It's the Saints by 7 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
I think our game is in serious trouble with the tackling at the moment because everyone's confused about what is legal and what's not at the moment. And I think we're taking it a little bit too far. I know it's all about protecting the head and all about the lawsuits to follow in the years to come, I'm sure. Got a lot to do with that. Ball back in play now. Spills to Crouch off hands.
Touch play on.
Around the corner, you heard the umpire touch play on. So Lloyd went and got it, gave to Hickey, fumble. In that time, Hill had closed. Here he comes again. An opportunity, Marshall. They fire up. They seem to have regained their enthusiasm for the contest here, St Kilda. Ball up right in front of where Emma Freedman sits here on centre wing.
Been a decent game of footy since quarter time. You'd hate for the men in yellow to influence this last quarter, though. They've already had 3 big decisions.
The visitors by 7 points.
Sydney.
Win Hagar. Oh, that's a dubious decision too. So free kick going to Sydney to Errol Goulden.
Play on.
Called to play on now. Just backward to centre wing. Forced to use the right side. Speculative ball towards half forward. Clark waits down front and square. Heaney confronted. Good enough to ride the bump. It was smothered off the boot. Hayward had a little fumble coming through Sheldrick. He couldn't control the footy. Battle with Clark. And he's slung to the ground, and we'll have a ball up 45 out directly in front from the Swans city end.
See Campbell when he was taken to the ground, then he tried to find the ground with his head, didn't he?
Certainly did.
Ball up now, knocked down here by to Crouch. Crouch around the body, King. Big attempt at mark, couldn't make it happen. Little one off hands, it comes now. It might have been Sharman that got it, it was. Sydney now applying the pressure here. Ball spills. A little opportunity for Malikan to be involved. Handball back inside of Florent. Comes into Sheldrick. Let it go too early. Sydney's Clark. Got it inside 50 and Marty. But Butler tackled him. Wanganeen Miller was able to get the ball out of 50 here for the moment. It might come back though because running onto it is Florent. Beautiful tap to McInerney. Florent around the corner. Very high ball. St Kilda need to get onto this. Amati crashed the party and the pack. Campbell got the handball out and St Kilda out of trouble.
I think Amati's hurt down. We'll watch him at half forward. Saints go forward. Sydney with the numbers. Fox, that is elusive best, is Robbie Fox. Driving ball. Didn't get that far, but it went up the chimney and down again. Sydney at half forward. Heaney caught high. Game in the balance right now. 12 minutes final term. Amati up on his feet. Heaney will turn quickly and go. Driving towards full forward. Franklin comes. Can't mark. Warner spits it out to Goulden. Goulden round the body. Can't bend it far enough. Minor score to the Swans. We're back to 1 straight kick. Sydney 54. They trail the Saints 60 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Forgot he was a left footer then, Sharman. And let him have it on the left. Thought he was going to bring it back on the right. Sinclair to kick it in from fullback. It's a 1-goal game in favour of St Kilda. They are treading warily at the moment. Right now, though, the Saints, you feel the Sydney have just fought back into this. Ringing the changes off the bench while the ball is close. Still plenty of time. 11 and a half minutes. Not like the next goal wins. They've kicked the last 3, St Kilda. And this season, Rocky, since I think round 5 has gone loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, bye, and haven't lost 2 in a row. And will they get another win?
So Howard saves the day at half-back, gives it to Hill. His kick isn't great. Sydney will sweat upon this. It's Papley. Papley turns, driving ball towards half-forward. And Braden Campbell snaffles it in front of Franklin. 40 out directly in front, Paddington end.
City just need a major here. They've had all the momentum the last 5 or 6 minutes going inside 50. They just haven't been able to kick that elusive goal to get some momentum off the back of it. This is a golden opportunity.
So Braden Campbell with a footy. He'll kick it from 40 out. No angle about it at all to the northern end of the ground. The crowd will tell the story behind the sticks. He loves it! Scores level in Buddy's 350th. 60 apiece on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay as well. Buddy Franklin was coming up at that footy. Could have crashed the pack and taken the mark, but he just protected the space really well then. He just pulled up and just protected Campbell coming back to take an uncontested mark inside 50. Really nice finish as well.
So scores are level. Heath, what do you got for us?
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats since St Kilda's last goal. Sydney last 6 inside 50s of the game. Red Z Lending stats have been really important so far. Ollie Florin as well, 5 touches in this quarter, up to 28.
Get ready for an update on the cricket too, Heath, in a moment. It's 60 apiece here at the SCG. It's closed right up. Anybody's game. Both teams are in absolute desperate need of a win. What do you got for us?
Yeah, Australia 7 for 420. Carey and Cummins at the crease. Mitchell Stark, the last man out. Real self-barbecuing straight to mid-off.
7 for 420. Here it's tied up at the moment, deep into the last quarter with 10 minutes remaining in this game. Little handball comes out here. Ross was able to advance it inside 50. Francis met the ball solidly, couldn't hold the mark. Cunningham was dispossessed as he ran off with the football. Now it's knocked away by Burns. Lloyd gives chase, knock over to Gresham. Gresham sold the little dummy. Back to Gresham again. He had a fumble. Over the line, out of bounds. We'll throw it in deep in St Kilda's attack zone.
And just amplifies every decision now, Rocky.
Certainly does. Both teams, they both need this win off the bye. St Kilda just to get a bit of momentum back in their season, but Sydney really to kickstart their second half of the year.
Tommy Rockcliffe with us tonight. 2-time best and fairest All-Australian. 208 with the lines and the power as the ball trickles out of play. Ethan Meldrum.
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats. The Saints are cracking in here, though. They're plus 34 tackles for the game. That's already the equal highest of any team in a game this season.
Red Z Lending stats. Loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. So disputed ball just held in again as the Saints are pressing here. We'll have a ball up on their forward 50 outer side.
Umpire Nichols throws it up. McLean wins it down. A little knock here. Danger, danger, danger for Sydney here. It's within 25 metres of St Kilda's goal. They scrap for the ball at ground level. Eventually it comes out. St Kilda got it. Couldn't make much happen of it. They get a second go. High ball. Hill setting himself for the jump. He could have stayed down. He does now. Right foot kick around the body. Brad Hill's got the distance but hasn't got the accuracy. St Kilda by 1 point. 9 minutes remaining here on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So Sydney will bring it back in. They probe to the western side. Francis, and now the running Warner. He backtracks and kicks it towards a speculative option. That's holding Sinclair free kick. Just got his body in the right position in front of Clark. Too big and strong from Sinclair. Driving ball back in. King sets himself. Can't mark the foot. He pushes it forward. Rampy goes back in as well. A little give to Higgins. Higgins round the body. Saints ease it out to a 7-point lead on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, really good again from King. Just stayed in the contest. Competed it in the air, but then just followed up at ground level, threw Rampy out of the way, picked the footy up and was able to find the handball receive, and Higgins just right place, right time, wheeled on the left boot, put it through, and a little bit of breathing space for St Kilda against the run of play almost, because Sydney had all that momentum there, but St Kilda, as they've done all night, they've hung around and all season really, they've just found a way to stay in games, and now they've found themselves in front.
Spot on, Rocky. Kingy, for a big man of his size to keep his feet and stay in the contest, as you called, was pretty amazing when his opponents were all falling over. Higgins gets his first goal of the night, the little goal shark. We come back to the middle of the ground. Hickey's there. So is Marshall. Hickey wins the tap down. Rowbottom's in there. He's outside waiting for it at the moment. Spills out to the Saints. Still got the handball out. Eventually comes. Now they go forward. Wanganeen Miller wanted to take Gilda on. Showed him a little bit of candy. He's forced himself onto his non-preferred left ball. It's not a bad kick. It's pretty high though. Up they fly. No winner in the air. Off hands it comes. They get a stoppage in their forward end. Here's St Kilda. About 65 metres around from their goal. And they lead by 7 points with 8 minutes remaining.
Don't forget, if you're looking for a hot water system, Ream Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Game in the balance here. St Kilda pressing. Wanganeen Miller has been terrific. Gives a slick little give to Marshall. Marshall goes forward. Butler can swoop on this. Butler round the body. Can he bend it? He can't. Misses everything. Slick little haircut from Dan Butler. So Sydney will take the free kick. 19 minutes final term. They trail it by 7 points. Francis with the footy.
Got to look to take the corridor on here, the Swans.
Just to a low one to Lloyd. So Lloyd hemmed in now. He'll be forced to go long down the line. Broadcast side. Kicks it long. It's a clever mark from Battle. And Battle will send the Saints back forward again.
65 metres from St Kilda's goal. Josh Battle keeps it close to the boundary line. Can't get a run at it, King. Francis got a hand on it, couldn't reel it in. Sharman was there, couldn't make anything happen. Melican trying to barge his way through. Umpire lets it go. Don't want to give away a careless free kick here. Steele got boot on ball, advanced at 3 metres. Picked up in the end by Campbell. Campbell sends a high ball out the half-back line. Franklin was there. Out the back door is Clark. Clark got the kick away. Now the one-on-one contest that matters. And it's been taken here by Stocker of St Kilda.
He looks inboard and he goes square, lateral to Wanganeen Miller. And they advance to the outer side. Saints just controlling momentum here. They lead it by 7 points. They've gone from west to the eastern side, and the ball's in the hands of Mason Wood. He trots away now, crosses centre wing, driving ball. Francis elevates, can't mark. Owens just pushes it forward. Cleverly done to King, a little fumble. Going through as Philippou leaves it behind. King round the body, defensive fist Melican. And rams the footy against the point post. Will have a throw in. Red Z lending stats, Ethan Meldrum.
Yeah, Wanganeen Miller now 29 disposals, equal career high. Also the number 1 ranked player on the ground now. 11 touches and a goal in his final quarter.
We've got a streaker on the ground here at the 6.5 minute mark to go. St Kilda by 7 points. We've got a streaker. And have a look at some of the running styles on these security guys. Look at old stiff arm over there and stiff neck. He's running with straight legs.
Here he comes.
Oh boy, they converge on him. One's gone down. There's 15 men dressed in black out there, and he's going to beat them all to the other side of the ground. And up the race he goes. He's got away from them all. He's beaten them all. He's gone from one side of the ground to the other. 15 men dressed in black chase after him. And they all look rather stiff.
This one's done his hamstring.
The men in black, he has. He's got a hammy. And boy, they look stiff as boards. The security guys here at the SCG. 6.5 minutes remaining. St Kilda by 7 points. Ball up in the St Kilda forward 50.
So deep in the round weekend. The Saints pressing hard here. Ball spins back into play. They lock up. Hickey pushes it forward. Heaney leaves it behind. McInerney does it. A little fumble. Campbell was clean. They set upon him. Terrific tackle. I think it was Butler. And keeps the footy within a dangerous range for St Kilda. Southern end of the ground. Ball elevates now.
Ball up here. Hickey knocks it down. Now would be a good time to jump the fence. Not that I want you to, because there ain't many men in black left. Little kick at goal is offline, over the line, now to bounce on the full. Be a free kick Francis's way. Don't do it. Be silly.
The last time I seen someone move that poorly out on an AFL oval was when the power went out at the Gabba that night and you had to get off the ground.
Come on.
So Francis long up the line. It beats McInerney. It spills to Gresham. He'll put it back in. Dangerous ball if it gets to the back. Butler can swoop on this. Rampy beats him to it. If he's clean down low, he is. He's got support in Lloyd, and Lloyd can gallop away. He'll want the centre corridor is Jakey Lloyd. Pushes it up there. Papley can't mark. Franklin imposes himself on the contest. Wicks was clever. Around the body ball from Sheldrick. Papley going back with a flight. Crash bang. Half forward for the Swans. Franklin pushes it forward, but they can repel for just a moment the Saints.
Out wide on the half-forward line, a bit of a race on here. Bowled over 2 areas, Sharman. Then left Melican standing. He got a little kick back inside here to McInerney. McInerney goes inside looking for Heaney. Punched away by the fast-closing Steele. Owens with a tackle. Stuck it. 5 minutes remaining. St Kilda by 7 points. Ball up at half forward for the Saints.
I think one more would be enough for the visitors, Rocky.
Next goal wins, I reckon.
Yep.
Opportunity here. Little handball from Crouch to Marshall. Marshall, high ball. King bearing down. Great spoil by Francis. Couldn't get it then on that occasion. Sharman, he's looked out of touch. Now Florence over the top and Sydney away.
So it's Campbell with it now. He'll look to pierce through. Slices through D50 and eases one wide. And Wicks has it at half-back. Goes with a low ball. Not his best effort because he kicked it straight to Dougal Howard.
Need to keep trying to score here, I reckon, the Saints.
So Howard now, 24 and a half gone final term. Driving ball towards half forward. Francis sets himself, brings the footy to ground. If it gets out the back, they're away. Hitter Saints. Comes to Sinclair. Misses near side. 8 points to the good. St Kilda 68, Sydney 60, Triple M, the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Sydney going to have to kick 2 goals in 4 minutes to win the game now. It comes back from the kick in. Crouch Kazenda back. Mark is taken by Sharman. The mark is taken by Sharman of St Kilda, directly in front, 20 metres out. This nails the game. They're 8 points up as we speak. 4 minutes left.
Long down the middle. The option was right. All the Swans players got past the fall of the ball, though. A big spoil came from St Kilda, and there was a line of 3 of them. Went back deep inside 50, and unfortunately for the Swans, Rampy just slipped over, uncontested mark.
To make it loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win if he kicks the goal. Sharman comes in from 20 out directly in front. He's got it. 14-point lead as we see it now with 3:30 remaining on the scoreboard here. It's the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, they'll be kicking themselves at the moment, the Sydney Swans. They've had their opportunities in this game to really stamp their authority and hit the scoreboard. Unfortunately, they've been inaccurate in front of goal, and St Kilda, to their credit, have hung around and then taken their chances when they've gone inside 50.
Yeah, this has been a big effort from St Kilda since Sydney levelled the scores. 9 inside 50s in a row to the Saints, 6 clearances in a row to the Saints. Contested ball 20-9 as well.
So 14 points to the good of the visitors in the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with all their new range of standard to premium switches. Beacon Trade, let's make a light work. So 26 and a half gone, final term.
Never seen that before. They've bought a footy from the wing. Gone and collected a ball from the wing instead of behind the goals.
That Streaker might add one as he went over the fence.
For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M Rocks footy, Thursday night at the SCG.
I wonder what they're doing to him out in the back of the stands.
Saints chasing their 8th victory of the season. I'll stay in touch
What
with
do you
the
think,
full.
Brian?
He won the bet. He said, can I get to the other side without them getting me? And he did.
Bradley Hill, he's been ever present across half-back for the Saints tonight. Kicks it towards half-forward. Cunningham was clever to Francis, and now Florent to McInerney, and they can run. Centre wing broadcast side. Cuts back in towards the corridor. High ball towards half-forward is Errants. And Owens will cut it off at half-back for the Saints.
So 3 minutes remaining here. St Sheffield now can play the safety game here. They are 14 points up, and really they just need to get it to their end and force ball up after ball up. This boundary throw will do them on the wing. And they've got themselves into a very, very good position. Hard to lose it from here. 14-point lead with 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go. St Kilda have got the Tigers next week. From a Sydney point of view, they play Brisbane at the Gabba. It just gets harder and harder for them. Here's Heaney fighting hard at ground level, trying to scrap the ball out. Went and got it. Warner tackled immediately and dispossessed. Florent was able to get the handball to Malikan. Malikan got it off to Rowbottom. Rowbottom's handball's intercepted. Picked up by Sharman. A bit of a no-looker out to Hill. Hill gets it on there to Butler. Butler couldn't control it. Socketed over the line out of bounds. And a boundary throw in deep for St Kilda. They lead by 14.
Been a resilient performance by the Saints, Rocky.
Yeah, it has. They've just answered everything, particularly in this second half, that Sydney have thrown at them. They've just found a way to get their noses in front at the right time.
The throw in, forward pocket at Randwick end for the Saints. It comes out. Hill couldn't mark down low. Cunningham goes off the line. Still hasn't cleared St Kilda's forward 50. Good tackle. It came from Seb Ross. It gets out now. Pappen tries to go off the ground. Goes back in for a second leg. Braden Campbell can sprint clear. A little chipping ball to Franklin. Wilkie's right with him. It gets to the back. Franklin tries to go off the ground. Almost stepped on the footy. And the Saints just breathe a sigh of relief now. And with a minute and a half and change to go, they settle it down at half-back. 11-8-74 St Kilda, 8-12-60 Sydney.
I reckon both these sides very similar at level, and that's what we've seen here tonight. When you look at the win-losses and who they've beaten, I reckon Sydney are just going this year, and St Kilda fifth, I think, is probably a little bit ahead of where they're at the moment. Manganine Miller up, gets the ball in the back end and kicks it over the top and finds an opportunity to Wilkie to slow things down. Don't you reckon they're pretty evenly matched?
Yeah, they certainly are. And you look at their games ahead as well. St Kilda, they've got Richmond, Brisbane at home, West Coast, the Demons and Suns. So it's not the most challenging 5-week period. So they can string a couple of wins together hopefully next week against Richmond, and it just gets tougher and tougher for Sydney. But they both seem to be about that same level, Brian. It feels like both these teams are just making up the numbers a little bit this year.
So this will give them their 8th win of the year here, St Kilda. And Sydney in real trouble with just 5 wins for the year at the moment. Here's King, 45 metres out directly in front, drills the goal. King makes it 3 for the night. St Kilda celebrate 20-point leaders with a half a minute remaining on the Triple M scoreboard.
Yeah, St Kilda, their pressure as well. Sydney tried to take on the corridor again, but they just couldn't find a way through. The pressure was really good, and that's what's been the most impressive thing about St Kilda. Every time that the Swans have got a run on or looked like the game was going to get away from St Kilda, their pressure's lifted around the contest, and as Ethan said before, that their tackle numbers are off the charts tonight.
Yeah, they're plus 35 tackles now, the Saints.
Been a couple of times where St Kilda in this game have looked gone.
Yeah, they looked shot when Sydney went on that run in the second quarter. I think they kicked five on the trot, and they just found a way to hang around. But yeah, really well-drilled team under Ross Lyons, defend really well, keep themselves in games, and they just don't give up scores. I think they're averaging 69 points against this year, and they've only given up the 60 again tonight.
And been relentless in this final term. A 14-minute mark, the scores were level, and it's been all one-way traffic to Saints as they've steamed home to register their 8th win. Dying seconds now. Melican with the footy, drives it towards half forward. No one can take the mark. It spits out to Lloyd. Lloyd from 49 lines him up to the northern end and nails it. So Sydney get a consolation prize via Jakey Lloyd's right shoe. And margin back to 14 points on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats. He's the number 1 ranked player on the ground for the Swans, Jake Lloyd. He's had the 11 touches and a goal. Ollie Florent as well involved in that chain. He's up to 34 disposals, 11 in this term. He's their number 1 ranked player. James Roderbottom, Chad Warner behind him with 24.
Yeah, big game next week for Sydney. I think their season's all but done, but they take on Brisbane on Friday night.
At the Gabba.
Up there at the Gabba. Brian, do you want to stay at my house?
Oh, yeah.
Friday night?
That'll be good. I'll end up getting a tattoo.
We'll go to the tattoo parlour.
Well, Sydney stuck on their 5 wins for the year. Where's their next win coming from? Probably 2 weeks' time when they play West Coast. But they are going to go down tonight by 14 points. Just a couple of seconds left here until the St Kilda siren blows. 9-12-66 Sydney, defeated tonight by St Kilda, 12-8-80. A 14-point St Kilda win at the SCG, and any win away from home is a good win. St Kilda with a big win tonight, 14 points. It's courtesy of 7. Go down to Jack Sinclair.
Unbelievable win. This hasn't been a happy hunting ground for St Kilda over the journey, but the guys tough tonight.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't. It's tough to come up here. Swans, really hard to beat at home, and definitely struggled against them in my time in the club, and especially coming up here. But really proud of the way we fought out the game tonight. The effort was really good and something we lacked. We've been really inconsistent the past month or so. So it wasn't perfect by any means. Pretty slippery out here, but awesome to get the job done.
A really strong performance, particularly having Max King inside forward 50s. Since he's come back, incredible impact in front.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he's been on the sidelines for so long, but to come back in straight away and have the impact, he's probably not as fit as he'd like to be. I think he did all the work in rehab, but he's still come back and he's struggling a bit to run out games. But we just love the way he competes, and it's hard not to see him when you look up and kick the ball inside 50. But the way he brings the ball to ground, and I thought our smalls were excellent tonight, getting to the front of the packs and finishing their work.
Jack Sinclair there, courtesy of 7. We appreciate that. It is St Kilda tonight by 14 points. Going to take a break and wrap this one up on the other side of the break. It is St Kilda 12-8-80 defeating Sydney 9-12-66. 14-point margin on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. McDonald's and Ring Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with Australia's biggest range of downlights. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
For Ring Hot Water,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Rheem.
It can be bloody hard dragging yourself out of bed some days.
We agree.
That's why Triple M has this guy revving things up from 6 for brekkie.
Get over here, will you? Made fire.
The Marty Sheargold Show, starring Marty. He's your old school funny bastard.
Yoga's not for men, mate. Yoga's for ladies.
And he does not care who he offends.
Where are you from?
I'm from Donegal in Ireland.
What about the no foreigners, Matthew?
Kick your day in with a grin. The Marty Sheargold Show for breakfast.
Join the show full time if you like.
Weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
What if you could get health insurance and a holiday? Points make it possible with Qantas Health Insurance. Earn up to 140,000 Qantas points over 6 months when you join by 30 June. Search Qantas Health Insurance today. Issued by NIB Health Funds. Eligibility criteria and T&Cs apply.
Melbourne's best buys. Tradies, if you want mega deals this tax time, you need AEG. With over 2 million of bonuses up for grabs, don't miss the AEG Power Tools Mega Bonus event. Available at Bunnings and Toolkit Depot. Best buys.
Thanks for shopping at Officeworks. Printed or digital receipt?
Printed, please.
Are you sure? There's over 40,000 products.
Yep.
This could take a while.
Absolutely everything you buy at Officeworks before June 30 could be tax deductible. From stationery to tech and all the essentials. So claim everything you can.
Oh my God, it's Wendell Saylor. Wendell, any advice? Any advice?
Advice? How about this? If you're thinking of getting a new car using finance, you've got to think Car Clarity. The government's offer of instant asset write-off ends as we know it on June the 30th. So, if you're in the market for a new car for work, you better act fast.
But Mr. Wendell, I'm only a...
Speak to the Car Clarity experts before June the 30th to secure finance for your next work vehicle. Car Clarity, car finance, easy as.
For the world's most awarded whiskey distillery, just look Starwood. Starwood whiskey, delicious and juicy, fully matured in Australian red wine barrels. Starwood, to new horizons.
By 2050, most Australians hope that all energy will come from 100% renewable sources. Well, we're doing it now. Here at Pacific Blue, we generate 100% clean energy. We've been using renewable sources like water to provide nothing but clean energy for Australia for more than 30 years. Welcome to Pacific Blue, generating 100% clean energy. Now. Discover more at pacificblue.com.au.
Get a read on massive winter savings with the Herald Sun. Act right now and get unlimited digital access for just $1 a week for the first 12 weeks. Minimum cost $4. Hurry, subscribe today. Search Herald Sun offer. T's and C's apply.
Hi, I'm Kaylee and I'm a wish kid.
Kaylee's wish was to go to the snow.
Having a wish to look forward to helped me get through chemo.
Kaylee's wish has come true, but over 950 critically ill children are waiting for a wish. That's why the Hungry Jack's crew are supporting Make-A-Wish this Wishmaker Month to give critically ill kids wishes and hope. You can help make wishes come true by purchasing a Wishmaker Star at Hungry Jack's today.
Thank you, Wishmakers, for making my wish come true.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M Rocks Footy.
The Triple M Footy Review. Amy. Who covers clangers? Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football as Buddy Franklin leaves the ground on the shoulders of a couple of his teammates and the line of players on both sides, including the coach, Ross Lyon from St Kilda. Great to see Buddy departing off the ground. St Kilda winners tonight by 14 points over the Sydney Swans. For McDonald's, the McFeast is back. You can't keep a legend out of the limelight. Let's take a look at the MVP for New Holland tonight. End of financial year, 0.95% tractor finance now available. Visit your local New Holland dealership. Rocky, what'd you come up with?
Yeah, it was a bit of a scrappy night, but the longer the game went on, a few players really started to put their hand up. Ollie Florin, I thought, was outstanding for the Swans. He had the 34 disposals. He got the 1 vote tonight. He just controlled that off half-back, and he was the one that really got Sydney going in that second quarter. For the 2 votes tonight, we had Sinclair, again, across half-back for St Kilda. Outstanding night, 32 disposals, 607 metres gained. He won the 12 contested possessions as well. So he was really everywhere across half-back. And the best on ground, Wanganeen Miller tonight, I thought he was really good. He kicked that clutch goal in the last quarter as well from about 45 metres. And he, I would say, almost probably the best game of his career with the 30 disposals.
The Macca's I'm Loving It moment tonight. The I'm Loving It moment happened at the 20th minute mark of the last quarter, and here's how it was called on Triple M. We've got a streaker on the ground here. We've got a streaker. And have a look at some of the running styles on these security guys. Look at old Stiff Arm over there and Stiff Neck. He's running with straight legs.
Here he comes.
Oh, boy. They converge on him. One's gone down. There's 15 men dressed in black out there. And he's going to beat them all to the other side of the ground. And up the race he goes. He's got away from them all. He's beaten them all. He's gone from one side of the ground to the other. 15 men dressed in black chase after him. And they all look rather stiff.
This one's done his hamstring.
The man in black, he has. He's got a hammy. And boy, they look stiff as boards. The security guys here at the SCG. You got to love the Macca's moment there. Let's take a look at the cricket scores as well for Choice Hotels around the grounds.
Yes, World Test Championship final. Australia 7 for 4, 2-2 against India. Alex Carey 22 not out. Pat Cummins 2 not out. Of course, Steve Smith making a century. He made 121. Travis Head 163. Mitchell Stark, the last man out, ran himself out, hit one straight to mid-off. So that was a fun one to watch. But Australia 7 for 4, 2-2.
Very nice.
I was most disappointed, particularly in that second half. You gave her a whole half to come up with a selection for you. Emma Freeman down on the boundary. No tip whatsoever. You gave her the whole second half, Brian. She gave us nothing.
What are you talking about?
You asked her for a tip at half time and she said she'll come back to one for the weekend and delivered donuts.
So she's standing here like a smiling assassin in the back row at the moment. Em, just whack on a set of headphones. And
Thanks
a
for that, Rocky.
there.
Really appreciate that. You've just been heckling everyone all night, haven't you?
What have you come up with? Anything at all?
Do you know what I'm going to do on the weekend,
Yeah.
BT?
Yeah.
In the JJ Atkins, which is the 2-year-old race,
Yes.
I am very keen on the favourite, which is Tannhauser, but I'm going to have something on Safrado off this guy's mail. But I've liked his last 2 starts. And then in the Stradbroke, which is the big 1,400 metre handicap, Think About It is the favourite. He's about $3 at the moment. He will be hard to beat. But I also like Valana at odds. I think he was crunched yesterday from 41s into 17s.
Think about it, Rocky.
Think about it,
That
Rocky.
is
You
it.
think about it next time, buddy.
Nice work, Em. Good on you. Thank you for tonight. Much appreciated. Brad Seymour, thank you.
Pleasure, BT.
Heath, good on you. You continue to watch the cricket. Are you going to watch it all night?
For as long as I can.
And Rocky, you've had a poor one tonight, so we'll let you go.
We're off to the tattoo parlour, you and me, Brian.
We are indeed. Tonight it was a big win by St Kilda. 14 points, 12-8-80, defeating Sydney 9-12-66. Hope you enjoyed it. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football.
All right, Kingy, let's step inside the Zero Lab and really drill down on that.
Triple M Footy Review for Amy. Who covers clangers? Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football.
It's on the radio.
Max, go on.
So there's like a myotherapist to come in afterwards.
What's a myotherapist do?
In between a physio and a masseuse.
Right. So hot rocks, that kind of thing.
Yes. No. Cupping. You know, cupping, dry needles.
I know all about that, especially going into a weekend. He's a big Friday night cuppa.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
Surely I'm all right to drive. Yeah. Only had, a few? Not enough to put me over. Oh, what?
Evening, driver. One long breath, please.
If you've been drinking, don't drive. Chances are you will be caught. A message from the TAC. Drive safely for everyone.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. Professional tilers, upgrade your tile machines and tools at National Tiles before June 30 and get an instant 100% tax deduction. That's right. Professional tilers, upgrade your tile machines and tools at National Tiles before June 30 and get an instant 100% tax deduction. So start the new financial year with your all-new tools from National Tiles with a 100% tax deduction before June 30. So rush into National Tiles now and save. Conditions apply.
We all know about the cost of living crisis. But what's the cost of loving crisis? It's mums and dads telling the kids they'll have dinner when you've gone to bed, but there is no dinner for them. It's Nan not visiting her grandkids because she doesn't have any biscuits to share, because that's all she has to eat. At Food Bank, we hear these stories every day, and we're feeding over 100,000 Victorians every 2 days. How can you help our winter appeal? Go to foodbank.org.au.
Be laser focused with high-speed colour printing across the Brother range at Officeworks. Starting from $299, get a printer designed to suit any size business. Great value tax essentials at Officeworks.
Campbell Brown here with Andrew Shea, the CEO of Builders Academy. For those already experienced, what can Builders Academy offer?
Thanks, Brownie. If you have a number of years' experience in the building and construction industry, we can help you via a process called recognition of prior learning. We gather evidence of your knowledge, skills and experience and help you pathway towards gaining a nationally recognised qualification.
Thanks, Andrew. Get in touch with Builders Academy on 1300 Legend.
RTO 21583.
Introducing Tap to Pay on iPhone with the Tyro BYO app. Now your business can accept contactless payments right on your iPhone. No extra hardware needed. Tap to Pay on iPhone is easy with security and privacy built in. Plus, it's backed by Telstra with $15,000 in fee-free transactions, then a 1.4% flat rate. Visit telstra.com/tap-to-pay today. For small business customers new to Tyro, rates are subject to change. Eligibility criteria and T's and C's apply. For more information, visit telstra.com/tap-to-pay.
$5,000 cashback now available on new in-stock Volvo XC60 model vehicles. Purchased and delivered by June 30th. Beat the end of financial year. Visit your local Volvo retailer today. Terms and conditions at volvocars.com.au. Volvo.
Aussie music is something to be proud of. Wear it like a badge. Because it's Australian bands and artists that are the influences of so many other musicians the world over. So at Triple M, we're proud to be able to showcase the power of the Aussie music scene, paying both homage to the greats that have stood the test of time, right alongside the current, the emerging, the future influences, the ones that will be next to make their mark on the global music scene. If it's Aussie and it rocks, it's right here. This is Triple M's Homegrown with Matty O.
Yes, right around the country on the Triple M network, 52 stations and on the brand new Listener app. Thank you so much for staying up. This is a big show. Before we get to that, I just want to say, I know I say it every night, but it really means a lot when you guys interact and follow us on the socials. We're like kind of building this community together and, you know, supporting Australian music, fighting the good fight. So it means a lot. You can find us Triple M Rock, Facebook, Instagram. And I keep saying this, that it's our biggest show ever, and we keep topping it, which I guess is a good thing. So strap yourself in. Tonight, you'll hear from Jimmy Barnes, Chris Chaney, their brand new supergroup, the Barnstormers, but taking us behind the scenes. Crazy tours they've done, making espresso martinis for Aerosmith. You are my heart and my soul. Pete Murray too, he's doing a greatest hits tour, but takes us back to the early days when he could barely pull 10 people to a show. Scott Darlow is back with a brand new album and tour. He was actually the last act that Michael Gudinski ever signed to Mushroom. We reflect on that. The Vans too. Brand new album, selling out shows right around the country. And I caught up with Tim Finn. 20 minutes time, he will tell us how he didn't roll up to the studio and missed out on singing on one of the biggest Australian songs ever. No joke. And next, all the details we hear from the lads. We're getting a brand new album and a huge tour going right around the country. It's a massive show. As always, strap yourself in. This is Triple M's Homegrown with Powderfinger.